Hello, good evening from Campbell Field. 2022 football season upon us. Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic, last class on the grass. The last time the grass will be on the field of Campbell Field as the Hounds set to take football action tonight against the Panthers of Pikeville. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. And it's a beautiful night for football, perfect football weather. Hounds opening it up right with the defending Class 1A state champs in the Pikeville Panthers, JB. Should be a great night of football action.
Exactly. Should be a great night. And again, just want to say hello again high atop the T107 Red Hound radio booth. And Hounds getting ready, like Ronnie said, to kick off this 2022 season. And, the stadium is packed. It looks almost like a circus atmosphere over here. You got inflatables, got kettle corn, all the vendors out there, food trucks. So just a great night for football. I know the Hounds are ready to get this season started. So, buckle up those chin straps and let's get ready to go.
Hounds, of course, coming into action off of a stellar year, 12-1 a year ago, falling short to Johnson Central in the region championship. A lot of folks had Corbin pegged as the top team in 4A a year ago, and then, of course, replacing a significant amount of talent from that season. Definitely not starting off on the light end of things, taking on this Pikeville Panther group.
That's right.
The 1A football team built very much like a 4 or 5A football team, 6'3", 290 across the board up front for the Pikeville Panthers. This is a team that likes to run the football and looks like they're well equipped to do it.
Yeah, I think so. Big guys up front. They returned 6 offensive starters, 7 defensive starters, and like you said, just built for the running game, built for the long haul. And, the Hounds got a tough test right here in the Pigskin Classic. And like we always say, Coach Greer and the staff, they like to get those tough games going and playing through the season to kind of, get battle tested, if you will, and get ready to make that run towards Kroger Field.
But no short of battle tested tonight, taking on this Panther group. Of course, they won the 1A Class State Championship a year ago up at Kroger Field over Russellville.
That's right.
And returned a good amount of starters off that team, including their leading rusher in Blake Birchfield. So this will definitely be a very tough task against the Corbin team a season ago. The one thing, you don't hear this a lot, a Corbin team that kind of struggled against the physical downhill rushing attacks that he's brought to the table.
Yeah, exactly. We saw the Hounds, in the playoffs, that third round, run up against Johnson Central right here at Campbell Field, and was a really tough battle. Had a lot of running football there. I think the Johnson Central only threw like 4 times during that game. So,
think so.
Yeah, exactly. So the Hounds going to get another dose right here. The Pikeville Panthers, defending State A champions, going to have to be strong up front. Will be a great matchup, and will really test the defense of the Hounds tonight.
And, of course, we're going to be struggling. A lot of new names for Corbin.
Exactly.
Up front, in the backfield. Just nearly every yard of offensive production has been replaced, and they're playing college football right now.
That's right.
A lot of kids off that Corbin team playing at Eastern Kentucky University, different schools across the state of Kentucky, Tennessee, and otherwise. There's just a lot of question marks, and it's very hard to answer those questions when you're playing a quality football team. But good way to get a test out of the gate.
That's right. Yeah, again, the Hounds going to have to be ready for battle right out of the start of this football season. And like you mentioned, Seth Huff, Seth Mills, the Hounds leading rushers from last year. So, who do you go to? So it'll be kind of interesting to see how the Hounds offense, Coach Elam, the offensive coordinator, Coach Greer, the head coach, of course, kind of move around the parts and see how things get going offensively. And like you said, Ronnie, the State A defending champs coming into Campbell Field, the Hounds need to start fast.
And, of course, defensively, the Corbin brings back a good amount of its core, but the tackle leader, Mikey Neal, out for injury now.
Yeah.
Suffered a laceration in his knee, and I think had some complications for that, so had a setback on his return. He's definitely the heart and soul of this defense, though. Leading tackler a year ago.
Yes.
Played freshman. Did not play like a freshman. I know he was a COVID freshman. Took advantage of that extra year, but he played like a fifth-year senior.
That's right.
A year ago. When you replace that kind of IQ, intellect, and ball hawking that he possessed, it's always hard on your defense. He's definitely the quarterback of this defense, so Corbin going to have to fill in that gap as well.
Exactly, and I think Evan Baker going to kind of fill in that spot, and so it'll be good to see how Evan Baker kind of manages the defense, sets the tone early, and like you said, going to see a lot of running game from the Pikeville Panthers. Hounds got to be strong up front and stop the run.
There you have it. We're 13 minutes till we kick this one off here at Campbell Field. Corbin Red Hounds, Pikeville Panthers, Cumberland Falls, Pigskin Classic. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all-you-can-eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
Have you been in a car accident? Whiplash is a common injury and very painful, leading to years of health problems. Discover a chiropractor that uses digital x-rays and will not twist your neck. Call and make your appointment with me, Dr. Deidre Pennington, and experience the difference at Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Phone 606-261-2053.
If you're having problems, trust our Grammy. We do!
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much, when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We got 12 months, same as cash financing if you need it. When you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of the free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
It's so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, blues, red stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back to Campbell Field. 8 minutes till we kick it off here under the lights. Corbin, of course, playing host in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic to the Panthers of Pikeville. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth again. We're about 8 minutes until we kick it off here at Campbell Field, playing host to the defending Class 1A state champ Pikeville Panthers. Can't imagine a much tougher test for Corbin right here at home, reloading so many spots, so many new faces and players, but definitely a good opportunity for a lot of young hounds to shine here under tough conditions.
Exactly, and you look across the way, you look at the Pikeville fans right here, you look at the Red Hounds fans, this stadium is packed. Can't get another guy, can't get another girl right here in this stadium tonight. So just going to be a great football game, a great way to kick off the football season. Varsity Club has done a great job, so setting this kind of atmosphere. And I always like to say, Ronnie, when you get Big Red Hound Nation over there, and you got the cheerleaders, you got the the spirit line and all that stuff going. Hey, Hounds up 7-0 right now. That's right. Red Hound Nation rocking and ready to go. So just excited to kick this football season off tonight.
Definitely a great opportunity. It would be a banner win for Corbin to start out, to hang a win over this Pikeville group. Definitely going to be a top contender in Class 1A. Imagine they're probably favorites to repeat.
I would think so.
Fighting with a lot of tough competition in that division, but Pikeville kind of the cream of the crop. So again, Corbin, Coach Sean McGreer and his Red Hounds have not shied away from tough opponents, and this is right amongst them. Of course, next week on the road, taking on Whitley County, and then playing Franklin. So you got 3 games in a row. Franklin's going to be tough. That Whitley game is always tough because the kids you're playing against.
That's right.
It's always a lot of
Your next door neighbor could be. That's right. That's right. So Franklin going to be a tough football game as well. So the first 2 or 3 games for the Hounds this season could be a really, really big test. And we look at the offensive side of the football. Who's going to fill in those spots? We talked about it a minute ago. Who's going to fill in those spots at running back for the Hounds? Seth Mills, Seth Huff, as we mentioned, graduated. So who's going to fill in those spots tonight? Going to be fun to see. I know we've heard some names thrown out there. Xander Curry, Cole Shelton, a lot of different names, Brody Wells. So going to be fun to see. Going to be fun to see tonight how the Hounds move the football on offense.
And of course, the chatter in the offseason has been who's going to play quarterback.
That's right.
You've got returning Cam Combs has been under center for a long time for the Red Hounds. Of course, Cade Elam barking on his heels as well, and they're playing, and both of them are great, exceptional athletes, both committed to be Division I athletes on the baseball diamond. Cade Elam is committed to the University of Louisville. I saw where Combs is committed to Bellarmine, I think, to play baseball as well. So both have big, strong arms, big athletic bodies. Both can do more than just play quarterback.
That's right.
That could answer a lot of questions on terms of answering who will account for a lot of yards for this Red Hound offense.
Yeah, exactly. Going to be fun to see, the quarterback battle as well, and, Cam Combs coming in, probably going to see him first tonight, has led the Hounds to great 2 or 3 seasons right here in a row. And then you got the young gun, if you will, Cade Elam. So, he's got a state championship under his wing in middle school football, led the Hounds in middle school to a state championship. So, going to be fun to see how they kind of work out the quarterback competition. Maybe there is, maybe they're not. So, like you said just a minute ago, a big, big question mark at the quarterback position tonight.
Teams are on the field. Captains are at midfield. We're about 4.5 minutes till we kick it off, and now we've got a little luxury of time. Of course, we had a 45-minute warm-up in between the last game. The first game of the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic, Williamsburg capped off and ended up knocking off Oneida.
Great football game. Great football game.
I think it's Oneida Independent, or maybe.
I think so.
It's Oneida. They're from Tennessee.
Yes. They were playing Rocky Top tonight. That's right. They were playing Rocky Top.
Not a fan. Ended up winning that 28-27 in a shootout. Great football game. Getting the Captains are at midfield. We're about 4 minutes to play. JB, give us the keys to victory tonight for the Hounds to start this season 1-0.
Exactly. JB keys tonight. Defensively, Hounds need to stop the run. As we talked about in the pregame, number 12, Blake Birchfield, rushed for 2,500 yards last season. He's back in action tonight right here at Campbell Field. So you got to get number 12 on the ground. Number 2, key to victory tonight, JB Keys. Hounds defense forced 28 turnovers last year. So Hounds defense needs to find all the loose balls, whether they're in the air or whether they're on the ground. So Hounds defense needs to be big tonight. Number 3, offensively, I think the Hounds will like we mentioned, have a lot of new faces out there on offense. So Hounds offense needs to start fast, figure out the ways they're going to score. And I like to talk about the offensive line up front. Lean on that big offensive line the Hounds got up front. And then number 4, right here, first game, Pigskin Classic. You always want to play smart, play fast, and don't let this opening game, this big game atmosphere, be too big for you. And that should equal a Hounds victory tonight.
There you have it, captains at midfield. The captains for Corbin tonight, number 18, Cameron Combs, number 67, Eli Bolton, number 4, Brody Wells, and number 6, Jacob Baker. That is an X factor for Corbin as well. Right. Jacob Baker, arguably the best kicker in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, attended some invite-only camps, including down in Tuscaloosa.
Man, I'll tell you. Yeah,
they don't just let slaps come to Tuscaloosa to try out for football.
Yeah, that's right.
If it gets close, Corbin's got the ace in the hole, man. He is good from 60 in, and that's an unbelievable thing to say for a high school kicker.
It is. I remember last year we threw around the name Legatron. So, yeah, exactly. So, we look for big, big things from Jacob Baker this year. That's for sure.
Thank you.
And we broke away. Sorry, just the radio silence. There was a moment of silence. I believe it was for the flooding victims in eastern Kentucky. Of course, two players, or one player and a brother of a player, lost their life tragically in those floods in eastern Kentucky. So our prayers continue to go out for the eastern Kentucky region. Our Corbin football program itself actually went up there, helped clean out the Breathitt County locker room. That was awesome to see.
Great job by Coach Greer and the staff, that's for sure. So, yeah, Hounds getting ready here, coin toss taking place. And, like I said, the place is electric, getting ready to kick off the 2022 Red Hound season right here. And I love the saying, Ronnie, you coined it right there, the last class on the grass.
I stole it from a shirt.
Oh, that was awesome. So great job right there. Hounds looking to kick off right here.
Yeah, well, if you're listening on your radio dial, get on down. Check out Campbell Field, the way it looks. It's going to be the last time you're going to see it in its classic presentation. $2.5 million renovation going to this facility. Going to be turf.
That's right.
Brick entranceways, pavilion. Looks like Pikeville won the toss. They've elected to receive. So that's a strong indication of Pikeville's confidence in its ground game. Statistically, in modern football, the odds makers or the statistics tell you want to actually receive to start the second half.
That's right.
There's always that mythical extra possession.
Yes. We see that talked about all the time. In college football, high school football, NFL, you always, if you defer, can get that extra possession. But right here, coming for the Hounds, the light show, here come the Hounds right here on the field.
Lights are turned down black. They've rushed through, and of course the new lights that were installed a year ago, there's a pulsating light show going across the field right now. Really top of the line show as the Hounds take the field running through the spirit line, stretching out to the 40-yard line. This should be a dogfight we're in store for here tonight.
Yeah, it should be a big battle right here. Hounds getting ready to go. Pikeville Panthers, defending state A champions, getting ready to go. Clock getting ready, count 0. And like I said in the opener, Ronnie, time to buckle up those chin straps and get it on right here. So look forward for the Hounds to come out and play a really good, solid football and try to get this momentum, especially with Red Houndation and the team just on the home field today.
One big test early. I can go ahead and tell you probably where this football's going. Probably going to go back there beyond the upright.
That's right.
Baker likes to put full power behind it, as he did so often or not. I don't have the statistics, but I'm saying above 80%.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Touchback percentage on kickoffs. But big-time test for this Red Hound defense. One of the question marks on this game is, can Corbin slow down this rushing attack?
Yeah, exactly. The big front four up front, and then we talked about Evan Baker filling in for the injured Mikey Neal. So going to have to, be really strong up front, find the football in a hurry, play good, solid defense. And again, you mentioned Jacob Baker, just a great kicker, one of the best kickers in the state, if not the best. We've seen him have a great season last year, and only good things will happen, I'm sure, for Jacob Baker this season.
Teams are on the field, ball is teed up, and we're squared away to start the 2022 football season. Baker on to put the toe to it. He'll approach and kick it away. It's a high end-over-end kick, going to angle towards the right sideline and land out of bounds. Going to be an illegal procedure call there. So Pikeville going to start off in good field position to start this first drive as that kick uncharacteristically sails out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly. First kick for Jacob Baker for the season, but probably the plan was, what Jacob Baker did, try to get the ball up high, give the, defending team trying to, Hounds get down there and cover, but unfortunately, missed it a little bit and, goes out of bounds. So Hounds get ready to start defense right here.
Pikeville will take over 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line after the illegal procedure call.
The ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Going to elect to operate on the left hash. Isaac Duty opens up at quarterback for the Panthers. He's flanked by Blake Birchfield, leading rusher for this offensive unit. He's got 4 wide receivers on the field. Takes the snap, Handoff up the gut, sheds a tackle in the backfield. He's going to be drugged down at the line of scrimmage. They're going to tag Baker for a face mask. I think that's a bad call.
Wow, yeah, exactly. You know, your first game out right here, Evan Baker comes off the edge. We talked about him in the pregame. Makes, the running back kind of move a little bit and miss, and then Jacob Baker comes in and cleans the run up. But going to be 15 yards, unfortunately, against the Hounds right here. Tough call.
Not how you want to start the football game against a quality opponent, giving away some chunks of yards here.
That's right. Tough break right here. Y'all see Zane Hammock out there in defense. Number 15, Carter Stewart. Like we mentioned, Evan Baker right here. So getting the numbers as quick as we can. Number 1, Joe Lester out there at corner. So good front for the Hounds. Come in with a 4-man front right here on defense.
Duty remains in the shotgun on first down. Screen out to the away sideline. He'll breach and fall forward. Gain of about 3 or 4 on the reception. Brought down by a pack of Hounds.
Yeah, just a little bubble screen right here. Seeing number 56 getting off the pile. Troy Faulkner, a defensive tackle in there. And then also number 92, Israel Summers, getting off the pile as well. So looks like about a 5-yard gain right here. 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6 for the Hounds D.
Pikeville going to remain in the shotgun on second down. New quarterback into the game. I believe that's Tavion Boykins. Gives the handoff across the left side to Birchfield. He's up to the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Picks up about 11 on the carry. That's enough for a first down, Pikeville.
Yeah, looks like number 52, Peyton Jordan, coming in making the hit. But we saw Birchfield right there just taking a little handoff around the left side and then able to put his foot in the dirt and run for another first down for Pikeville. So it kind of, just kind of gets missed in there. Blake Birchfield, the really good running back for the Pikeville Panthers.
Boykins going to remain in at quarterback, transfer from Pike County Central. Put up 1,200 yards on the ground a season ago. He's going to give the handoff up the gut. Birchfield's got lots of running room down to the 25-yard line. Pickup of about 10 on the inside zone play. Going to be enough for another Pikeville first down.
Yeah, just, a quarterback sitting back there in the gun, hands it to Birchfield, lets him go to work, and making a couple Hounds miss up front. And number 2, Xander Curry, coming up to make the hit. But again, Pikeville Panthers moving the football right here. Hounds going to have to maybe bring a blitz, bring a little pressure to get that shut down.
Pikeville remains now going to operate out of the pistol formation. Duty back in at quarterback. Full house backfield. Fullback and running back joining him in the back. Lead play up the gut. Not a lot of running room there. He's going to be chopped down at the line of scrimmage. Might have picked up a yard.
Yeah, and we talked about Brody Wells as well in the opener, and Brody Wells coming up making a good hit right there and getting the stop for the Hounds. So brings up, maybe like a yard or so, maybe even lost a yard. So really good stop right there for the Hounds. Pikeville Panthers threatening the red zone right here.
2nd and 10 on the Corbin 24. First possession of the football game. Been all Pikeville so far, 0-0, 9:37 remaining in the football game. Duty remains in the shotgun, trips to his left, one wide out to his right. Birchfield in the backfield. Birchfield will get the call up the middle. Not a lot of running room there as well. Going to be chopped down right around the 23-yard line, gain of about another yard. Now Pikeville sitting 3rd and 8, may have to throw the football here.
Exactly, big D tackle Franklin West coming in there for a play or two, getting a stop right there. And, Birchfield, number 12 for the Panthers, not a real big back or anything, but able to kind of find his opening sometimes. But the Hounds did a great job, forcing this third and 8 right here. So Hounds defense needs to get a stop on 3rd down.
4 wide receivers in for the Panthers, twins each side as Duty's in the shotgun. Rolls to his right, looking for a receiver, fires down the right side, in and out of his hands, and incomplete. Brings up a big 4th down from the Corbin 22-yard line.
Yeah, really good job right there. The quarterback for the Panthers kind of sprints out to the right, gives him the option to run or throw, either one he wants, throws the football, but didn't get that number. The Corbin defensive back right there, maybe looks like number 15, Carter Stewart, making a good play right there at the boundary to knock the ball down. So 4th down right here. Looks like Pikeville's lining up to go for the first down.
A lot of confidence in this offense. Duty remains in the football game in the shotgun. Hard count. Got a red hound in the neutral zone. That's 5 free ones. Now let's make this 4th and 3. Perhaps even a makeable field goal for the Panthers if they so choose.
Yeah, tough break right there for the Hounds. One of the Hounds on that edge jumped off and makes it a 4th and 3. I'm sure, Pikeville Panthers, using the hard count right there. But tough break right there. Still 4th and 3, though, right around the 17-yard line. Early in this first quarter, Hounds can dial it up, make something happen, and get this stop right here on 4th down.
After the penalty, ball resting at the 17-yard line. Panthers need to make it down to the 14 to keep the football. Duty in the pistol, fullback to his right, one tailback behind him. That's Birchfield, tight end in the football game. Flinch, but he didn't break the neutral zone. Play will continue on. Pike will continue in the hard count. Now Pikeville, going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 8:46 remaining in the first quarter. Corbin 0, Pikeville 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
Mercy.
8:46 remaining in the first quarter of play. It's Corbin 0, Pikeville 0 here in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. It's 4th and 3 from the Corbin 17-yard line. Pikeville did line up to go for it 2 plays ago. Got an offsides penalty. Now made it 4th and 3. Tried the hard count again. Corbin did not accept the bite. And now it looks like Pikeville may be lining up to go for it here on 4th and 3.
Yeah, I think so. Looks like the Hounds got some big guys in there, expecting, of course, the run with Blake Birchfield. So we'll have to see what happens right here on 4th down.
New quarterback in the game, Tavion Boykins, lined up in the pistol formation. He's going to fake the handoff, pull it. Now he's going to keep it up the gut. He's got the first down, and he's got some more. Boykins still on his feet, drugged down around the Corbin 9-yard line, maybe the 10. Succeeding on that triple option play.
Exactly.
Fakes the dive, pulls it, keeps it off the tackle just enough to get the 3 yards and more.
Yeah, when you got a quarterback like Tavion Boykin there, you can do a lot of RPO stuff, and, you line up Birchfield and send him up in there. Of course, the Hounds are going to try to collapse on that, and he just pulls the ball, gets out to the right side, and then Joe Lester makes the play right there. But, tough to defend right there. Everybody's got to know what they're doing. Everybody's got to, know their lane, know their spot. But, just a tough break right there for the Hounds defense.
Boykin remains in the football game. 1st and goal from the Red Hound 9. Pistol set, 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Corbin showing blitz, and they bring it.
There we go.
Handoff up the gut. He's going to be pounded down in the backfield. I think he lost a yard there on the carry across left side.
Yeah, exactly. Number 6, Jacob Baker, coming off the edge to make the big hit, and that's just a great job. Coach Greer dialing up a little bit of blitz right there, to kind of get the Pikeville Panthers behind the chains. So really good job defensively by the Hounds, and you get that good call, you get that blitz off that edge, and then Jacob Baker for the Hounds executes the defense perfectly. So good job by the Hounds defense to get the stop.
Pikeville back in the shotgun now. 4 wide receivers, twins each side. Boykin in at quarterback. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, going to keep it across the left side. Little jitter move up to the 5-yard line. Picks up about 5 yards on the quarterback keeper. Now it's 3rd and goal from the Red Hound 5.
Yeah, again, just Boykin moving the ball around a little bit. RPO, faking it inside, keeping it around the left side. Hounds got to be really, really smart. Really stay on your job there, if you will. And number 67, Eli Bolton, making the tackle. But Boykin can make a couple moves in there, make you miss. So you get there in a hurry, break down, make a good solid tackle in space.
3rd and goal from the 5. Pikeville in the pistol. Wing to the left, fullback to the left. Birchfield behind him in the pistol set. Now a switch to the right. Toss sweep to the right. Trying to stretch. Going to be a holding call there on the field. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line, but there was a hold out in space. So I imagine Corbin will accept that, given Pikeville's inability or shown inability to throw the ball so far and take the 10 free yards.
Yeah, I think so right there. Good job by the Hounds. Again, sending Jacob Baker off the edge there and got held a little bit, so this one's coming back. Good call by the official on that play. Eli Bolton again making the tackle right there for the Hounds, but like you said, Ronnie, Coach Greer going to take the penalty and move the Pikeville Panthers back right here. Should be right around, I think, the 17. See where the ball spot? Yeah, right around the 17-yard line. So really good job. Kind of get the Pikeville Panthers behind the chains right here.
After the penalty, ball resting on the 17-yard line, 3rd and goal for Pikeville. Maybe in a passing situation here. Could be in 4-down territory, as they've already shown on this drive.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Don't know what they're holding in the special teams department.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Panthers a big run team, so 3rd and long right here. See what the Panthers dial up, and I'm sure the Hounds, going to play conservative right here, keep the ball in front of you, try to make the tackle.
Boykin in the shotgun on 3rd and goal. Twin wideouts each way. Sets the pass. Now he drops it, trying to keep it himself across the left side. Got some room towards the left foul line. Going to walk it in for the touchdown.
Wow. Tough break right there for the Hounds. Boykin just kind of taking the pass up in there. Uses his feet, good footwork. Runs right up the middle, banks out to the left side, and then finds the corner of the left end zone. And, again, tough break for the Hounds. A really, really good long drive for the Pikeville Panthers to kick this first quarter and this season off. So, Hounds right here going to have to respond right here on offense.
Jacob Rogers on to add the extra point for the Panthers. Flag down on the play. Looks like Corbin in the neutral zone. Might change the nature of the play call here.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see that, and it looks like you're exactly right. You go to kick the extra point, and you get that defensive player in the neutral zone. Hey, line up and go for 2, and that's exactly what the Pikeville Panthers are going to, try to take advantage of the Hounds' mistake right here.
Got to know Coach Greer not going to be happy with some of the missed assignments on that drive, but did make Pikeville go the long, hard way after they settled in. Of course, Pikeville basically started that drive from the 50-yard line.
Exactly, yeah. And so, again, a big play right here. A 2-point conversion. Hounds got to dig in right here, got to make a play. But, again, providing the Pikeville Panthers, a way to maybe convert this 2-point conversion.
Panthers in the pistol formation. Wing to the right, fullback to the right. Birchfield behind Boykin. Handoff across the right side. I don't think he made it. 2-point conversion is no good.
There we go.
6:13 remaining in the first quarter of play. Corbin trails Pikeville 6-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
6:13 remaining in the first quarter of play. Corbin trails Pikeville 6-0 here in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. And so far, all we've seen is Pikeville with the football, and it was all runs. Opened that drive on the 35, got a penalty at the 50, and it was all runs all the way in, mostly quarterback.
That's right.
Keepers that hurt the Hounds. So.
That's right, yeah, doing the RPO action and using Blake Birchfield there towards the end as a decoy. And, you got to honor Blake Birchfield. Like we said, he rushed for 2,500 yards right there. So Hounds need to respond right here on offense.
Rogers on to kick it away for the Panthers. Low line drive kick going to be fielded by Curry on the right side, up to the 20, up to the 25, up to the 30, where he knocked out of bounds. Actually going to knock him out right around the 27-yard line. Decent little return there from Curry. Open up the Red Hounds. We'll see who starts the game at quarterback.
That's right, yeah. Going to be interesting to see. Probably going to be Cam Combs, but, I see Kate Elam over there standing close as well. So going to be fun to see as well who replaces, like we said earlier in the broadcast, Seth Huff, Seth Mills, probably going to be Xander Curry right here. But lean on that big offensive line and, move the Pikeville Panthers down the field.
Combs opens up in the shotgun. Twin wide receivers each side. Pikeville going to sit in a 3-man front defensively. Handoff's going to go up the middle. Not a lot of running room there. He's going to be knocked at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Curry couldn't find a running lane there in the Panther defensive front.
Yeah, you think about a three-man front. You think, well, maybe this team, this football team in a three-man front's not going to be able to stop the run. But when you got those 4 linebackers right there behind them that are really coming hard, really coming fast, and we saw it right there, a really good play by the outside linebacker for the Pikeville Panthers.
2nd and 10. Combs remains in at quarterback. Running back flanking him on either side. That's Wells joining him in the backfield. Twin wideouts to the left, one to the right. Handoff going to go to Curry up the middle again. A little bit of running room, not a whole lot. He probes up to the 30-yard line, gets up about a gain of 3. Now it's a 3rd and 7 for this Red Hound offense.
Yeah, third and 7 right here. We're going to see what the Hounds dial up. Coach Elam, offense coordinator, see what Cam Combs comes up with, and maybe look to throw the ball, maybe look to screen, whatever. The Pikeville Panthers coming really, really hard, really, really aggressive, and a lot of times you can run a screen to kind of take away some of that aggressiveness.
3rd and 7. Combs has trips to his left. High snap. Dead ball. Going to be a false start against Corbin.
Wow, another tough break. Wow, penalty comes out right there, and 3rd and 7 is going to turn into 3rd and 12, and a tough break for the Hounds. Going backwards instead of forwards, and I think that's already 5 penalties against the Hounds tonight. So you never want to see that, especially 4 minutes 49 seconds in this first quarter with Pikeville up 6-0. So you can't beat yourself right here. So Hounds need a big first down, need to move the chains on this 3rd down.
3rd and 12. Hounds flip the formation. 4 wide receivers on the field, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Curry remains in at running back. 3 men front for Pikeville. They only bring 3. Comes in the pocket, got some time, loads up, fires over the middle, got a man wide open over his head and incomplete. Had Carter Stewart wide open up the seam, just couldn't haul in the pitch and catch.
Yeah, really good job. Cam Combs, of course, only rushing 3 for the Pikeville Panthers. Got really a lot of time right there, just kind of got to sit his feet, look around how he wanted to, but unfortunately unable to connect with Carter Stewart right there. Carter Stewart ran a good route, had the free safety beat, but unable to haul the pass in, so Hounds look to, punt the ball away right here on 4th and 12.
Baker on to handle punting duties for the Red Hounds. 2 Panthers back deep, 2 returns, Sam Wright and Weston Blevins. Hauls in the snap. High end over end kick. That's a rocket. Going to be fielded. Muffed on the ground. Corbin had a chance to recover it. I think Pikeville might have fallen on that football. The scrum's right around the 30-yard line of Pikeville.
You almost got excited there, a little too excited. The punt right there, and the Hounds coverage team doing a great job. Of course, Jacob Baker doing a great job with the hang time, and the Hounds almost come up with a break right there and get the football back. But Pikeville Panthers taking over, looks like right around the 31-yard line right here on offense.
45 yards on the punt for Baker. It's good for the old net average on the season. A lot of hang time on that kick.
Exactly.
Duty's going to open up at quarterback for the Panthers. 4 wide receivers on the field. He's out of the shotgun, fires the screen to the away sideline. A lot of traffic over there. He's going to keep his feet, keep surging ahead up to his own 37-yard line. Picks up about 7 on the wide receiver screen. Looks like a tight end out there.
Yeah, exactly. And, just throwing the little bubble screen out there, the tight end screen kind of thing you said, Ronnie. But Jace Hatfield coming up making a hit. Looks like number 36, Anthony Myers for the Hounds getting there too. But, 5 or 6 yards right there on first down. So if you're the Hounds, 2nd down and about 4 or 5, get tough right here on defense.
Brings up 2nd and 4. Ball at the Pikeville 37-yard line, 3:45 to play in the first quarter. Pikeville leads 6-0 over the Hounds. Second offensive possession of the game for the Panthers. Trip set. Duty in the shotgun. Delayed handoff. Now he's going to look to keep it himself.
There we go.
That was a mistake. He's going to be sacked in the backfield by Baker all the way back to his own 30-yard line.
Exactly. Great job by Jacob Baker. We see him get the great hang time and the great punt. And what's he do? He turns it around and gets a big sack in the backfield, creating a 3rd and long for the Pikeville Panthers in a place where, you got a big running game. You're a running football team. You never want to be behind the chains. And right here, Hounds got a great opportunity, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, to get the Panthers off the field right here on 3rd down.
Kind of a head scratcher here. Pikeville not going with Tavion Boykins, kind of the spark plug for their offensive drive ago. Going to remain with Duty in at quarterback. Got some confusion. Pikeville going to operate out of the shotgun, trips to the left, one wide receiver to the right. Pikeville going to want to take a timeout to talk about it. We'll take a quick break as well. 2:44 remaining in the first quarter of play. Pikeville leads Corbin 6-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data plus, slows to 1 megabyte per second. Past 50 gigabytes of use.
2:44 remaining in the first quarter of play. Corbin trails Pikeville 6-0 in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Pikeville staring down the barrel of the big 3rd and 12, backed up on their own territory. Ball on their own 29-yard line. And, JB, right now, we've not seen a pass attempt.
That's right.
Other than a screen, that's barely a pass attempt. Right,
exactly. It may not even count, but, a huge opportunity, though. It's kind of been, so far in this first quarter, all Pikeville Panthers. So, huge opportunity to me right here for the Hounds, to get off the field on 3rd down, get the offensive set up, and, kind of get things moving in this first quarter.
Duty going to remain in at quarterback for the Panthers. Trips to his left, one wide receiver to his right. He's back to pass on 3rd and long. Loads up, fires. He's got a man beat. Incomplete. Corbin going to be flagged for pass interference there. Ball kind of hung up in the air a little bit. It looks like Carter Stewart may just ran into the receiver.
Yeah, I think so, and that's always a tough situation for the corner or the free safety, whoever it is. You get that underthrown ball, and the receiver kind of comes back for it, and then the defensive back keeps running right there as Carter Stewart did, and, the flags come flying right there. So, again, a tough break for the Hounds, and going to move the chain. So the Pikeville Panthers reset, 1st and 10 right here.
That's a hard situation because if he'd got the right amount of air under the ball, that might have been a touchdown.
Exactly, yeah. He just underthrew the quarterback for the Panthers, underthrew the ball a little bit, and maybe the best thing happened right there because Carter Stewart, was in a bad way, unfortunately, for the Hounds right there.
Boykins checks back in at quarterback for the Panthers. 3 wide receivers and a wing. Birchfield joins him in the backfield. Going to hand off across the left side. Ball is out and on the ground. Corbin almost recovered it. It was recovered by the Panthers up at the 46-yard line. Can that ball be advanced?
I mean, yeah. They're going to mark it that way. They are going to mark it right there that way. But, again, we talked about in the pregame, one of JB keys to the games, you got to find the loose balls, and a ball comes out. Hounds defense got to find it right there. And, unfortunately, I think one of the Hounds, I couldn't get the number, but had a shot at getting the ball. Looked like Troy Faulkner, number 56, had a shot at getting the ball, but unfortunately squirted away, and then the Pikeville Panthers get back on the football.
You do consult the old rule book about advancement of offensive fumbles, but nonetheless, that gives Pikeville a gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Boykin remains in. He's now in the pistols formation, 4 wide receivers in the football game. Gives the handoff up the middle. He's going to be tattooed up the gut. Takes a shot, trying to find some running room there. Good shot by Baker, looked like.
Yeah, I think Baker right there, the first Johnny on the spot right there. Evan Baker coming up making a hit. Zane Hammock coming in to finish him off, but really good job right here. And again, gets the Pikeville Panthers in an uncomfortable situation right here, 3rd and 7. And, Red Hound Nation needs to get loud right here. Hounds need to get something good, something positive to happen to turn this football game going in their way.
Another 3rd and long for Pikeville. Corbin's been a good job on the early downs. Duty takes the snap, rolls out to his right, trying to find a receiver, fires in the middle of the field, going to be hauled in and caught at the 40-yard line of Corbin. That's enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, another just kind of number 1 looked like for the Panthers, Wade Hensley, kind of just settling in the Hound zone right there. And, the football got delivered perfectly and just settles down, again, moving the chains. So Hounds defense, like you mentioned earlier, Ronnie, having really good success earlier in the drives, first down, second down, but on third down having a little bit of trouble right here.
1st and 10 at the Red Hound 40-yard line. Boykin checks back in at quarterback. 4 wide receivers, twins each side. Handoff going to be pulled. Quarterback keeper gets him up in the backfield. Going to lose a lot of yards there, and flags come a-flying after the play. We'll have to see what that penalty is.
Wow, number 92 playing the left defensive end for the Hounds did a great job not getting lost, setting his eyes on Boykin, and makes the hit in the backfield. So be interesting to see what the flag is, but great job by the Hounds defense right there.
Personal foul against Corbin. Did not see the nature of the offense, but that's going to be 15 free ones for the Panthers.
Wow, tough break again. The Hounds, had the Panthers hit in the backfield. Great play by Summers, but a little bit of excitement right here, first game of the season, and you got to be smart, make good decisions, and the Panthers looking almost right here at a first down. So it looks like it's going to be not moving the chain, so 1st and 2 right here, I think. Yeah, I think so.
I think they marked off 15.
Yes.
It was a significant loss in the backfield.
You don't see a lot of 1st and 2s, but right here for the Pikeville Panthers, 1st and 2.
This officiating crew going to take a minute to put it together here.
Yeah, trying to figure it all out. Oh, 2nd down. Okay, yeah, I was wondering.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. It's a dead ball. You don't get to keep the downs.
That's right. That's right.
2nd and 1.
And the clock should continue to run. We're inside 30 seconds. I don't know if Pikeville's going to run another play or elect to let it go into the second period. Showing a pistol formation, fullback to the left, one wing to the right, running back behind the quarterback. Handoff going to bend to the right, got a lot of running room at the 30, tackled from behind inside the 20, down inside the Red Hound 17-yard line. That's enough for another Pikeville first down.
Yeah, again, Zane Hammock making the hit, but not before Birchfield turns it on, picks up another first down. And, we haven't even talked about number 34 for the Pikeville Panthers, Grant Scott, returning to a really, really big tight end. So, again, Pikeville Panthers, unfortunately for the Hounds defense, having a way right here. And really, penalties and things like that have kind of gotten in the way of the Hounds defense.
And Corbin certainly helping the Pikeville effort so far.
That's right.
1 in the books, 3 to go. Corbin trails Pikeville 6-0 here in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. We'll be back in 60 seconds with second quarter action. This is Red Hound football on T107.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all-you-can-eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Second quarter, Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. Corbin trails Pikeville 6-0 here in the Pigskin. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Pikeville has it 1st and 10 on the Red Hound 17. Corbin would badly need a turnover right now.
Exactly. Need something big to happen for this Red Hound defense.
Boykin in the shotgun. Straight quarterback keeper to his left, trying to find the perimeter. Going to be tracked down from behind. Picks up about 3 or 4 on the quarterback keeper there.
Yeah, it looks like number 36, Anthony Myers, coming over making the hit. And you talked about in the break, Ronnie, you talk about time of possession. You talk about, keeping the football. I think you said the Hounds only had 4 offensive plays in the whole first quarter. So defense really needs to get going, really needs to get a stop, and, and get the offense for the Hounds kicked into gear right here.
You need a splash play, need a big play in the backfield.
No doubt.
The lack of penalties or turnovers, something of the nature. Yes. Duty in at quarterback for the Panthers, twin wideouts each side. He operates out of the shotgun on the left hash. Takes the snap, loads up and fires, screen into the left flat. Shakes a Red Hound defender, surges ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Pikeville.
Yeah, just a tough break again. Just a little screen out to the left side, a wide receiver screen, and makes the player miss here, makes the Hound defender miss there. Works his way in the end zone, and unfortunately, 11 minutes to go in this second quarter, Hounds find themselves down 12-0 in this, Varsity Club Pigskin Classic. So Hounds really in a bad way right here.
Going to have a very strong offensive possession to respond back.
That's
of course,
right.
Corbin does get the football back to start the second half.
That's
that
right.
Sneaky extra possession. Pikeville on to add the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up and away. It's through the uprights, but barely. It's good. 11:04 remaining in the second quarter. Pikeville leads Corbin 13-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name-brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
11:04 remaining in the first half of play. Corbin trailing Pikeville 13-0 here in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. Hounds needing an answer in the big way. They've only had 3 offensive snaps here in the first half. Desperately needs some offensive output here in the Pigskin to respond. It's been all Pikeville so far.
Yeah, all Pikeville right here, Ronnie. You know exactly right. And so if you're the Hounds offense, Coach Elam have to get something going positive right here. At least get a few first downs, get things going in a positive way, and moving in towards this second quarter.
Rogers with a low line drive kick. Curry fields it right against the end zone at the 30. He's up to the 40. Gets another block at the 45. Plows over the kicker at the 50-yard line. Good return from Curry there. That could be the play Corbin needed to get back in this game.
Exactly right there what the Hounds needed. A great return, great blocking in the special teams unit for the Hounds return team, and then a really good run right there by Xander Curry. And, on this side of the 50. So the Hounds really set up well right here for the offense coming out early in this second quarter.
Corbin going to open up shop in Panther territory. Curry made it up to the 48-yard line. New quarterback checking into the football game for the Hounds, Cade Elam. Corbin did hint it might be running a 2-quarterback system as well. Does not mean Cam Combs isn't out there.
That's right. That's right.
Lined up in the halfback position. Brody Wells joining Elam in the backfield as well. Elam takes the snap. Handoff goes to Combs. Up the gut at the 45, at the 40, down into the 38-yard line. Good carry there by Cam Combs. That's enough for a Red Hound first down.
Exactly, and we see Cam Combs kind of running the football up there. And when you look at last year, Seth Mills leading rushers, the 3rd leading rusher, Cam Combs. So for the Hounds last year, Cam Combs knows what to do when he gets the football in his hands. He goes north and south.
Corbin going to bring their wide receivers in tight. Two running backs in the backfield as well. Elam remains in at quarterback. High snap. He corrals it. Gives it to Wells across the left side. Up to the 35-yard line. Down into the 30. Right around the Pikeville 28-yard line. That's near first down yardage. Could be another first down run for this Red Hound offense.
Exactly. Really good little spark right here. Offense for the Hounds really getting going. And Brody Wells on the carry around the left side. And, offensive line doing a good job. Big Franklin West, number 74, number 67 up in there as well. Eli Bolton on that left side, creating that big hole. Parting the Red Sea, if you will. First down Hounds.
1st and 10 at the Pikeville 28-yard line. Elam in at quarterback, Wells and Combs in at tailbacks. Fakes the handoff, now sets the throw. Got time, fires over the middle, in and out of the hands of Newberry. Almost called in a bullet. That was a good pass, though.
Really good throw right there. Unfortunately, able to come down with it, Newberry. But, Cade Elam got his feet set. Good protection by the offensive line as well. And, unfortunately, just unable to come up with the football. But Hounds have found a little bit of a spark in the offense right here. And, if they can come in and cash in, they can cash in right here. 9:51 in the second quarter. Hounds down 13-0 and looking to make a move right here on the scoreboard.
Handoff going across the right side. Big hurdle from Wells. Hurdles the line of scrimmage, and a flag comes a-flying. Looked like it came in after the play. I don't know if they're going to call that hurdle call, because it did have engaged players blocking.
Yeah. You don't see it a lot, but
no, they used to be the Chase E-step special. He got quite a few hurdling penalties. And I always said that's a silly call.
Exactly.
If you can jump over another human being, let him do it.
That's right. That's right.
Face mask. I think it might have been incidental face mask. Good enough for a first down. Another first down for this Red Hound offense. That is the spark this team needed badly. Needed to give the defense a break as well.
Yeah, Hound's got something going right here, moving into the red zone. So, look for Cam Combs to carry that football, KD Elam to throw the football. Really good job, Hounds offense.
Elam remains in at quarterback, high snap, play action, rolls to his left, fires the check down into the flats, flag comes out. Stewart making players miss, lurches ahead up to around the Pikeville 10-yard line. We'll see what the flag on the play is.
Yeah, not really sure.
I think this might be going against Corbin. Holding against the Red Hounds.
Wow, another tough break right here. Another tough break. 8 penalties against the Hounds, only 2 for the Pikeville Panthers, but, another tough break.
Not what you want.
No, exactly. 9:26 to go, second quarter. Hounds down 13-0, but, found lightning in the bottle a little bit right here in this second quarter, and Hounds doing a really good job offensively so far. See if, you can cash in right here with the Hounds offense.
That was a flag in the backfield, so going to be 1st and 26.
Wow.
Backs Corbin up to the Pikeville 31-yard line. Good news is you're still in field goal range.
That's right. Jacob Baker come on and knock one in. And another good thing, too, it's only first down. So you got 2 or 3 cracks at this thing to move the chains.
4 wide receivers on the field. Brings Wells in motion. Mishandles the snap. Fires into the flat. Got some blockers out in front. He's going to be tripped up from behind. Got the ball out in space to Eli Petrosky. Just could not get behind his blockers in time. He had a lot of grass in front of him, but good play there by the Pikeville corner.
Yeah, really good job by the defense for Pikeville, and you like to see Eli Petrosky, a freshman right there. Of course, his dad, the head varsity basketball coach, but Eli stands 6'3", 6'4", a really, really big target and a really, really good football player as basketball as well. So, a really good weapon for the Hounds offense. You can utilize that height, that size, that strength, and right there the Hounds go to Eli Petrosky.
2nd and 24. 4 wide receivers, they're all in tight. Elam rolls to the left, squares his shoulders, fires, trying to find a receiver in the back of the end zone. In and out of his hands and incomplete. Trying to find Stewart in the back left corner of the end zone. Could not hook up, now brings up a big 3rd down.
Yeah, kind of a one-on-one situation right there in the left corner of the end zone. Stewart going up to get it, the defensive back for the Panthers going up to get it, and, just kind of falls to the turf right there. But Kate Elam, giving the Hounds a chance right there, but creates a 3rd and long, a 3rd and 24 right here. And like you said, Ronnie, in case break glass, we got Jacob Baker sitting over on the sideline that can knock one through from about midfield in, so with a field goal. So be interested to see what the Hounds do right here on 3rd down.
3rd and very long. 4 wide receivers on the field, twins each way. Elam back to pass. Got some time. Climbs the pocket. Fires right sideline. Man wide open. Hold it and caught for the touchdown. Hunter Newberry hauls it in from 24 yards out.
Wow.
For 6.
Great job right there. Kate Elam getting great protection in the pocket. Scans the field, looks around, finds Hunter Newberry in the end zone on the right side wide open and throws a dart for a touchdown. And the Hounds offense and the Hounds are back in this football game.
28 yards on the touchdown strike, 3rd and long. Great job there, offensive line. Elam had all day to find the open receiver. And how about him scanning, looking for his reads? I think that was his 1st or 2nd read there before he checked down and found Newberry wide open in the back of the end zone.
Exactly. We saw him look left, saw him look right, kind of looking around a little bit, and then sees Hunter Newberry in the end zone and just delivers a shot right there. So big, huge play, big response for the Hounds offense right there.
Baker on to add the extra point. Kick is up and away. It is good. 8:29 remaining in the first half of play. Corbin trails Pikeville 13-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Get relief from your migraine headaches with Dr. Deidre Pennington at Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Don't suffer for years as my wife did with monthly medications that work sometimes. Since she has been seeing Dr. Pennington, her migraines have gone away. And this is someone who had suffered for more than a decade and is now migraine-free with no monthly medications. Migraine headaches can go away with a trip to Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage, located at 615 South Main Street in Corbin. Phone 606-261-2053.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I love.
That's right.
This Bermuda's coming up. Turf's coming down next season, so Hounds trying to end it in this dominant pigskin streak in style.
That's right.
Baker on to kick it away for the Red Hounds. Sends it flying. High end-over-end kick going to be fielded right around the 5-yard line. Up to the 10. Up to the 15. He's going to be knocked down right around the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. The Red Hound special teams unit.
Really good job right there. You know, Jacob Baker making a great kick, and then the Hounds special teams really doing a good job covering the kick as well. And almost that you see lightning of the ball right there, if you will. The Hounds offense strike quick, and 13-7 right here, second quarter, 8:23 to go, and just a really good job by the Hounds offense to put points on the board in a hurry and kind of provide that spark right here. So see the defense really get aggressive right here.
Boykin in at quarterback for the Panthers. Trips to his right. They get a handoff up the middle. A little running room there. Staggered forward about the 24-yard line. Gain of 3 on the carry.
Yeah, 2 or 3 right there in the middle of the defense. Look like number 76, Jace Hatfield coming in there making a hit. Troy Faulkner, number 56, up there in the defensive front for the Hounds and bringing up like it's about a 2nd and 7 right here. So, again, just giving the defense the Hounds defense a little bit of a break, a little bit of a rest right there, and then, ready to go right here on 2nd down.
2nd and 7. Pikeville has it on their own 24-yard line. Full house backfield for Boykin. Handoff in the backfield. There's nothing there.
Wow.
Defense almost took the ball. They beat him right at the point of exchange. Drops him back at the 21. Original start of this drive, so 3rd and 10 for Pikeville.
Yeah, and exactly a bunch of Hounds right there, but leading the way, Jacob Baker coming off that edge at outside backer, and then number 67, defensive tackle up front, Eli Bowden closing the door as well. So brings up a big 3rd down, Red Hound Nation on their feet. A really good chance right here to get off the field and put the ball in the offense's hands for the Hounds right here.
Duty checks back in. Looks to be the better passer of the two.
Yeah, I think so.
He's got 4 wide receivers spread out across the field. He sets the throw, pump fakes. Now he's going to loft one down the away sideline, batted down and incomplete. Great coverage there from Curry out in space. That ball had no chance of being caught.
No chance whatsoever. You're right, Ronnie. Xander Curry over the top, and then number 1, Joe Lester underneath. And just a really good job right here. Hounds offense getting another opportunity to put points on the board after the big stop by the Hounds defense.
Pikeville punting unit taking the field for the first time tonight. Stewart standing back on his own 45-yard line awaiting the kick. First 3 and out tonight for this Red Hound defense. Clean snap, hauls it in, puts the toe to it. It's a low end-over-end kick, going to hit at the 50. Carter going to let it go over his head. It will come to a rest at the 35-yard line of Corbin. That's where Corbin will take over 1st and 10 for their 3rd possession of the game.
Yeah, really good decision right there. Ball coming in a little bit hot right there off the punt, and Carter Stewart getting away, and Hounds get the football again, taking possession right around the 35, 36-yard line. So looks like Cade Elam coming in the football game again. Probably see Cam Combs back there running the football as well, kind of the 1-2 punch, and a really good chance to move the football right here for the Hounds offense.
Elam will have Curry and Wells joining him in the backfield. Twin wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, fires out into the flat. Going to be hauled in and caught. Makes a miss at the 40, up to the 45-yard line. Gain of about 10 to Stewart there. Should be very close to a Red Hound first down.
Yeah, good ball delivered out to the left side by Cade Elam, but really Carter Stewart doing the work right there. Making a couple people miss in space, moving the football, and, bringing it right around a second and short right here. So good job by Carter Stewart, making a couple defenders for the Pikeville Panthers miss right there.
Gain of 9 in about 3/4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Second and very close. Elam remains same formation, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers. Takes the handoff, now keeps it himself up the gut to the 50, lowers the shoulder, gets some extra yards down to Pikeville territory. 48-yard line, gain of about 8 on the carry. It's enough for a Red Hound first down.
Exactly. Cade Elam, kind of running that RPO offense right there and, pulling and turning it up in there. First down Hounds, really good tough run inside by number 14, Cade Elam.
Corbin electing go, same offensive formation. Newberry and Stewart up to the right. Warren down, or to the left, Warren down to the right. Full house backfield. Elam sets to throw. Pitch and catch to Newberry down to the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Nice little gain of about 10 or 11 yards, and now this offense starting to find some life to it.
Exactly. Again, just Cade Elam getting really good protection right there, setting his feet and delivering another dart out there to the left flat, and then just turning it up and moving the chains again. So kind of a little bit of a spark right here. We see Cam Combs, Cade Elam in the backfield together right here.
That's got to make you a little nervous as a defensive coordinator.
Exactly.
Elam takes the snap, handoff going to go to Combs up the middle.
There we go.
30 down to the 25-yard line. Nice gain there. Again, another run of about 9 or 10, 11 yards. This offense really starting to find its life.
Exactly. Cam Combs doing a really good job right there running the football. And, had a 563 yards last year, on the field tonight, the leading rusher for the Hounds. So, doing a good job right there. Cam Combs hitting it up in there, running between the tackles.
First and 10 at the Pikeville 26. Play action, sets to throw. Got a wide receiver wide open down the left side, just over his head. Incomplete. Had Newberry. Had the defensive backfield biting on the play fake. Almost had another touchdown reception, did Newberry.
Yeah, exactly. Hunter Newberry running a really good route, and unfortunately the ball just maybe a little bit out of reach right there. But again, a good route, a good plan by the Hounds offense, good play design, and unfortunately not able to complete the pass right there.
Brings up second and 10 at the Pikeville 26. Elam back to pass. In and out of his hands, trying to find Wells on a little out route, just couldn't haul it in. Incomplete now, third and 10 from the Pikeville 26.
Yeah, third and 10 right here. Hounds want to convert on third down, but again, we always talk about it. You got Jacob Baker sitting over on the sideline, chomping at the bit to put one through the upright. So, looks like whistle's blowing right here.
Reset. The football was inaccurately set. Big third down for this Red Hound offense. Elam awaiting direction from the sideline. He's got 4 wide receivers on the field, twin wideouts each way. Combs joins him in the backfield at running back. Going to elect a handoff on third down. Combs got a big hole up the gut. Inside the 10, down to the 5. Wow. Cameron Combs rips off a 20-yard run. Now Hounds have it first and goal inside the Pikeville 5.
Yeah, just a great run right there. Cam Combs taking the handoff from Cade Elam and just putting the gas on, running north and south, and an automatic first down right there. First and goal for the Hounds offense.
Little confusion. Corbin going to huddle it up right here. Looks like the play clock is burning. 4:29 remaining in the first half of play. 15 on the play clock. Corbin trails 13-7 right now on the Pikeville door and knocking. 7 on the play clock. Combs under center, I formation behind him. ISO play to Combs up the gut. Going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. Don't think he got anywhere there.
Yeah, not much in there, and playing a little bit of power football, and turn around, handed the ball to Combs, but unable to get much yardage. I think maybe a yard is all. But again, just testing the waters, if you will, with that power run game behind that big offensive line.
Corbin going to remain in the I formation. quarterback keeper. Not a lot of running room there. He might have found a yard. That's keeping it from 6 yards out. That's a tough ask for your quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah, you just run him up in there, and unfortunately for the Hounds, not able to find a crack or anything in that defensive front for the Pikeville Panthers. So bringing up 3rd and goal, 3rd and 5 right here. Hounds, can take the lead with a touchdown and Jacob Baker extra points. So really, really important 3rd down for the Hounds offense right here.
Corbin has a wide receiver split out each way, I formation. Elam under center. Counter tray handoff to Curry across the left side. Might have got a few yards there. I think he got down as far as the 1 maybe. The second effort there from Curry has the Hounds in better position.
Yeah, you're
Actually,
right.
now they're going to mark it back to the 3. So now it's a tough call, 4th and 3. You'd hate to walk away with no points here.
Yeah, it looks like Hounds thinking about it right here. And 4th and looks like 1 or 2 or 3 right in there. And may even take a timeout to think about it. But 2:35 left in the half. Hounds down 13-7. Hounds still looks like trying to figure it out what they want to do. May take that timeout.
Yeah, I think they're going to bleed the play clock down, take a timeout and talk about it. That's what they'll do. Coach John McGreer wants a minute to talk about it. We'll take a break as well. 2:20 remaining in the first half of play. Corbin trails Pikeville 13-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much, when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We got 12 months, same as cash financing if you need it. When you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of the free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
2:20 remaining in the first half of play. Corbin trails Pikeville 13-7 here in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic.
I think they're going for it.
I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. And as you may have heard, Corbin's going for it. Fourth down from the 2, 4th and goal. Combs checks back in at quarterback. I formation behind him. He's going to look to keep it himself. Second effort. He may have got in there. Punches it in for the touchdown.
Wow. Great job right there. Looks like he, like you said, the stump right there, and then gives the second effort and gets across the goal line. So the Hounds offense coordinator, Coach Elam, must have seen something. 2 or 3 quarterback keeps right there in a row and finally knocks the door down. So Hounds right here tie the football game up 13-13, 2:13 left in this half, and look to take the lead with Jacob Baker right here.
Cameron Combs punching it in from 2 yards out. That was a lot of grit, and his line from the back there. Wow. Scoreboard from across the region. Pulaski leading Belfry 34-21. Wow.
That's a huge score.
Yeah. Baker on to kick it away. Up and good. 2:13 remaining in the first half of play. Corbin takes the lead.
Wow.
They're on top of Pikeville 14-13. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
2:13 remaining in the first half of play. Corbin finally taking the lead for the first time tonight. They're on top of Pikeville 14-13 on the back of a 2-yard quarterback keeper from Cameron Combs. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth here at Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic, brought to you by the Red Hound Varsity Club. Baker on to kick it away for the Red Hounds, puts the toe to it. High end over end kick, going to careen towards the back end zone. It's out for a touchback. Haven't seen one so far this year.
That's right, yeah. It got almost every time Jacob Baker lines up to kick one, there's a touchback. And so, starts him off right there, and the Hounds get that touchback and pin the Pikeville Panthers deep. So, Hounds got a little bit I shouldn't say a little bit, a lot of momentum right here, offensively, defensively, getting off the field. The last defensive possession on third down, and then the offense turns around, put points on the board again. So, Hounds with the lead right here, 14-13, 2 minutes to go right here in this first half.
Score from across the region. Belfry trailing to Pulaski County 34-21. Corbin taking on the Maroons later on this season.
Exactly.
So that's an interesting score from across the way. Duty checks in at quarterback for the Panthers. 4 wide receivers. He's going to set back to pass. Actually going to be a draw. Up the middle, there's a little running room there. He's going to be tackled down from behind. See where they'll mark him down. Looks around to the 27-yard line. That's a gain of about 7 for Birchfield.
Yeah,
on the draw.
Think so, yeah. Just running up in there on the draw play. Peyton Warren and looked like Brody Wells collapsing on the play. And minute 50 left right here in the half. You don't want to give up a huge play, but like you said in the break, Ronnie, you'd love to get the football back and put the ball in the offensive hands of the Hounds and see if you get another score here too. So be interesting to see how the Hounds defense dials it up right here.
Pikeville remains in the shotgun. Bubble screen, hauled in and caught near the home sideline. Just no running room to be found. I don't know that he got anywhere. Might have lost a yard even.
I think Jacob Baker in there applying the first pressure for the defense for the Hounds. And, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 right here coming up. So Hounds defense really locking in. Kind of, got their second win, if you will, in this second quarter.
Brings up 3rd and 3. Quarterback change for Pikeville. Going to bring Boykin back in the game at quarterback. Been the more dynamic running threat of the two. He's in the shotgun with 4 wide. Quarterback sneak up the gut. Got the first down. Going to be wrapped up from behind right around the 36-yard line. That's going to be enough for the Pikeville first down, but only 48 seconds remaining in this half.
Yeah, and Evan Baker coming up, making the spot, kind of spying in there on Boykin. He can run, and he's really quick in there and can make you miss. But Evan Baker for the Hounds coming up, making a hit, and the clock running down right here in this second quarter.
Duty in at quarterback. Pikeville in no apparent hurry. They're in the shotgun. Now Duty's going to fire a little screen out in the flat. Makes a defender miss. Now he's got some running room. Going to be tackled from behind. Great effort there out in pursuit. Looks like Peyton Warren coming out from the defensive line to make that tackle. That's a good play from your big guy.
Yeah, it is. When your big guys up front can run sideline to sideline, that's what you want to see. And a really good hustle right there by number 58, Peyton Warren for the Hounds.
Pikeville's going to take their final timeout. We'll keep it right here with 21 seconds remaining in the first half of play. This has been a wild game so far. It looked a little bleak for Corbin out of the break. It was 13-0 Pikeville. Corbin had ran 3 offensive plays.
Exactly.
Pikeville had probably compiled roughly 12 minutes of time of possession, and it looked like Corbin may be in for a long night at the office, but one little long return from Curry and Elam checking in at quarterback, and Combs, being a good team player, going to running back and changing the game the way he did in that capacity. It just shows this team has a good team mentality about it.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what you want to see there. Cam Combs doing a great job running the football. Like we said, coming into this season, the leading rusher for the Hounds going into this year, and we saw it right there on that run, getting north and south in a hurry, breaking a big run open, and then you got Cade Elam sitting there at quarterback, kind of a 1-2 threat. And like you mentioned earlier, Ronnie, you got 2 quarterbacks sitting there in the backfield, and you never know what may happen when Cade Elam, Cam Combs are in the backfield right there on offense for the Hounds.
Pikeville returns to the field. 21 seconds remaining. They're operating out of the shotgun. Boykin back in the game on 2nd and 2. He's going to sit back to throw. Got some time. Now he's running to his right. Corbin passively rushing him, trying not to break any rushing lanes. Now he's going to reverse field across the way, set his feet, throw across the middle. Actually going to be hauled in and caught down to the Red Hounds' 40-yard line. 5 seconds do remain in the half.
Yeah, number 34 right there for the Panthers, Grant Scott, doing a good job to find a empty spot in the zone, but Boykin's moving around a lot back there.
Pikeville going to get on the ball and kill it. 5 seconds do remain here in the first half of play. Pikeville out of timeouts. Did have to make 2 timeouts to make some adjustments early in the football game, so 5 seconds to go, 34 yards, and haven't shown a strong proclivity to throw the football downfield a whole lot.
No, not much. And, again, we talked in the opener there, with a strong running game, the Pikeville Panthers love to run the football, and we've seen a lot of that, but the Hounds defense has played well in this second quarter and kind of flipped this game around. So, Hounds, 5 seconds to go right here before halftime. Hounds looking to get out of the half, and like you mentioned earlier, get the ball at halftime as well. So a great job by the Hounds to get this going, kind of right on this momentum right here.
5 wide receivers on the field. Duty in at quarterback. Set to throw. Corbin rushing 4, forces Duty up into the pocket. Gathers his feet. He throws it. I think he was past the line of scrimmage, but ball's going to be patted down and incomplete. Flag down on the play. I think that's going to be an illegal forward pass. Corbin obviously going to decline that.
Yeah, I think so. And down in coverage, Brody Wells, number 4 for the Hounds, doing a good job to bat the ball down right there before the half. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to halftime right here.
And there you have it. At halftime, Corbin clawed back, fought back, and they're going to the locker room with the lead. They're on top of Pikeville, 14-13 in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. We're going to cut away for a quick commercial break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data plus, slows to 1 megabyte per second. Past 50 gigabytes of use.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all you can eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have you been having problems with your golf swing because of pain? As a lifelong golfer, I understand how back or neck pain can affect your game. Did you know specific chiropractic treatment can help? Call and make an appointment with me, Dr. Deidre Pennington, and see why so many people are raving about Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Phone 606-261-2053. Take a swing at being pain-free with Pennington Wellness.
If you're having problems, trust our Grammy. We do!
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We've got 12 months, same as cash financing if you need it. When you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of the free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name-brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
Campbell Field, Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. Corbin up 14-13 over the visiting Pikeville Panthers. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. And what a wild half of football we had in the first half. Going to have to do a lot to top it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at that first quarter, and it's all Pikeville Panthers, and you look at the second quarter, and it's all Hounds. And, you know, you come out of here, you got a pretty even football game. But definitely the momentum is in the Hounds' favor right here, especially, you know, the Hounds get the ball coming out of half and have the lead 14-13. So, you know, a really good half of football, kind of got a little spark on the offense, you know, with Cade Elam entering the game, and then you got that 1-2 punch, Cam Combs, Cade Elam in the football game at the same time, and then, you know, put some points on the board, and then you get a stop there and get off the field on third down and then get another score. So, you know, really get some really good momentum, you know, going into this to start this third quarter.
You know, the testament, again, also goes to Cam Combs. He's been a 4-year starter for this Red Hounds at the quarterback position.
That's right.
Been in a quarterback battle, and then Cade Elam running the offense, and he checks over to running back, and he just keeps it on playing, keeps on chugging.
Yes.
Instant spark on the ground. I think that's a role he could really develop well into because of his athleticism, and he punches one in from the end zone. And also a great opportunity for Cade Elam to learn right beside a signal caller, as veteran as Combs is. So it's a good opportunity for this offense to gel and to click. And again, first game jitters. Offense rarely looks good in week one, and it really started to gel there in the second half of the first half of play. So look for a lot more offensive output in the second half, I think.
Yeah, I think so, and you're right. You know, a lot of times the defense is ahead of the offense when you start the football season, but you make a great point right there. You know, you got Cade Elam in at quarterback. You got Cam Combs back there with him. Anything in the huddle, anything, you know, looks funny, is funny. He's got his big brother right there, if you will, to kind of lean on, and Cam Combs doing a great job running the football, and, you know, Cade Elam directing the Hounds down. So just a great 1-2 punch, and like you said, you know, really good to have Cam Combs in the backfield with you, you know, to kind of bounce things off of, and just a good job for the Hounds to kind of get things going in that second quarter.
Of course, Pikeville started up like gangbusters running the ball down the field, and they were getting some help. I mean,
that's right.
Corbin certainly committing its fair share of penalties, got that cleaned up, and it definitely started looking a lot better for Corbin defensively. And it's one of those things, you start out, your first game of the year, you like it to be kind of a baby game.
Exactly.
Maybe a little intro,
yeah.
Especially when you're replacing so many offensive and defensive players, but you come out, you play the defending state champ with a host of returning starters, and it builds a lot of confidence. You can do this with this team, you can do this with anybody on the schedule.
Yeah, exactly. We knew we would see a lot of new faces on the offensive side of the football, and we did exactly, and, you know, they didn't disappoint, especially in that second quarter, and really get rolling. So just fun to watch as on the offensive side of the ball as the Hounds really mature right there in a hurry. And like you said, you got the defending State A Pikeville Panthers coming into town right here at Campbell Field. So just a good job by the Hounds. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but really kick it into gear and take the lead right here at halftime.
There you have it right now. Your scoreboard 14, that's a Cam Combs touchdown run, and that's a Cade Elam touchdown pass. Found Hunter Newberry in the back of the end zone. That's the story of how Corbin got to there. We're looking at the stat sheet. Elam 4 of 8 for 52 yards. On the receiving end of things, Stewart's hauled one in for 9. Hunter Newberry 2 for 40 and a touchdown. Petrosky's got a reception for 3 yards as well. On the ground, Curry's got 2 carries for 6 yards. Combs got 5 for 43 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Wells 4 for 19. He's adapting well to that running back position. Elam got a keeper himself, 1 for 8 yards as well. That's the tail of the tape. And at the halftime, we're going to take another commercial break, kick it out for some corporate sponsors. Again, Corbin 14, Pikeville 13. We'll be back in 5 more minutes. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data plus, slows to 1 megabyte per second. Past 50 gigabytes of use.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all-you-can-eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
Do you have a student athlete that is suffering with a sports injury? Did you know a gentle chiropractic treatment can help with headaches, neck and back pain, even knee or ankle injuries? Call today and make your appointment with me, Dr. Deidre Pennington, and see why so many student athletes are thankful for Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Telephone 606-261-2053.
If you're having problems, trust our Grammy. We do!
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much, when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We got 12 months, same as cash financing if you need it. When you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of the free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data plus, close to 1 megabyte per second. Past 50 gigabytes of use.
Halftime here at the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. Corbin on top of Pikeville, 14-13. Hard-fought half from the Red Hounds in the book. They rattled off 14 unanswered. We're trailing 13-0 before fighting back and taking the lead. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. And right now, JB, a lot of adjustments being made at halftime, and that's always usually in favor of the Hounds. And
that's
if you
right.
notice, if you look in years past to how Corbin's performed in the Pigskin, a lot of it's come on second half adjustments and second half heroics from some of these Red Hound squads of the past. Corbin sure would like to leave their last game right here on this Bermuda grass.
That's right.
A win and keep that streak alive in the Pigskin.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, when you talk about halftime adjustments, you know, you got Coach Greer there, veteran coach, many battles. And you got Coach Mills, you got Coach Elam. A lot of things get done at halftime, just like you said, in that locker room. And look, for the Hounds right here, you know, you come out of the second half, you got the football, you got the momentum, you got the lead 14-13. And, you know, I just think you put on the gas. And you know, we looked at those halftime stats. Cam Combs running the football really well. Just keep giving it to Cam Combs, play action, RPO, and Cam Combs doing a great job running the football in there for the Hounds. So look to see a lot of, like I said, Cam Combs in this second half to kind of spark the Hounds on offense.
And defensively, of course, Corbin's still developing its identity, but
yes,
this Pike County team, or this Pikeville team, I've said Pike County, I don't know how many times. Pikeville team really built on running the football.
Yes.
Really, they like to spread the field. They like to run the football. The adjustment, of course, I think is going to be containing Tavion Boykins. I think that's the limited wrinkle they found offensively that worked well against this defense. I think that's the route they go to move the football in the second half.
I think so. Good point right there, because, you know, we saw Duty in at quarterback and we saw Boykins in at quarterback, and the Pikeville offense ran better with Boykins in the football game. So I think you're right. A great job by Boykins and Pikeville Panthers, if you ask me. And like you just said it, that's the adjustment that the Panthers make. You know, they get the football in Boykins' hands, and Birchfield, you got a 1-2 punch as well back there, and just look for Boykins and Birchfield to try to make their way for the Pikeville Panthers in this second half.
That may be the story very well played out in the second half. We're going to take our final commercial break. We'll be back in 90 seconds here in the Pigskin Classic against Corbin 14, Pikeville 13. We'll be back in 90. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all-you-can-eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, Come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a hometown bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
It's time to get back to action.
Welcome back to Campbell Field. Second half action in store. Corbin playing the host in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic, hosted by the Red Hound Varsity Club. Corbin on top of Pikeville right now, 14-13, squared away to take the second half kickoff here at Campbell Field. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth.
Yeah, looking right here, going to start this second half. Looks like Xander Curry back deep for the Hounds. Number 15, Carter Stewart as well. So Hounds look to keep the train rolling, and, just like they did in the second half. So look for the Hounds offense to move fast.
Rogers end-over-end kick going to be fielded by Curry right on the goal line, up to the 10, 15, 20. Picks up a block, finally chopped down right around the 25-yard line. 26, official spot. Little late hit there from Corbin. I think there was a block all the way into the bench. Corbin going to get flagged with a late hit there, I do believe.
Yeah, I think so. One of the Hounds, blocking all the way, like you said, Ronnie, into the bench. So I saw the flag come flying. So definitely going to cost the Hounds offense right here, 15 yards to start this second half.
We talked about it. At the second quarter, it looked like Corbin played relatively penalty-free.
Yes, and we exactly picking up the penalties again. Looks like the Hounds 9 penalties so far tonight to the Pikeville Panthers 2. So unfortunately, that's a battle you don't want to win in the penalty battle right there. So Hounds need to shut it down right there, play good, clean football, because you're only going to cost yourself yards and put yourself behind the chains. So Hounds need to keep it clean right here.
It's going to be a dead ball foul. We'll see how they assess the stick situation. At least for Corbin, you hope that it is 1st and 10.
Looks like it. That's right. That's right. Dead ball foul. So, at least you're right, Ronnie. The Hounds keep that 1st and 10 instead of a 1st and a 25. So Hounds come out 1st and 10 right here.
Combs going to open up at quarterback for Corbin in the second half. Trips to his left, one wide receiver to his right. Curry joins him in the backfield. Pikeville showing blitz, and they bring it. Straight quarterback keeper across the left side. Barrels forward. Nice little gain there from Cam Combs.
Yeah, really good job running the football right around the right side. Got some really good blocking as well. Looked like number 11, Mark Warren, leading the way. And, Cam Combs, of course, we talked about it the whole second quarter. And then at halftime, he knows how to put his foot in the dirt and get north and south in a hurry. So really, really good run right there by Cam Combs.
That's an adjustment Corbin made a year ago in this same game, running him as a running threat. Got them the W in the pigskin a year ago. Combs remains in the shotgun, high snap, give ahead to Curry, trying to find some running room in the middle of that Panther defense. Not a lot to be found. No gain on the carry. Now a very important 3rd and 3 for the Red Hounds.
Exactly. Big third down right here, 3rd and about 3. And so important, to keep the momentum, keep moving the chains. You don't want to come out of the half and have a 3 and out. So, Hounds need to convert this first down, keep moving the chains right here on offense.
Combs in the shotgun, running back on either side, 3 wide receivers. Handoff going to go to Wells across the left side. Picks up one block, finds another. He staggers out past his own 25-yard line up to the 26. That's going to be enough for the Red Hound first down, gain of about 6 for Wells on the carry.
Yeah, really good job right there by Brody Wells, getting around the left side, getting some good blocking on that side of the line of scrimmage. But, again, getting east and west and then putting his foot in the dirt and getting north and south. So really good run, using his ability right there by Brody Wells.
Combs going to remain in the shotgun, twin wideouts each way. Handoff up the middle. Curry trying to find some running room there. Gets a good shot from the Mike linebacker for his troubles. does plunge ahead up to the 30-yard line, picks up about 4 on the first down carry.
Yeah, a good little gain right there, like you said, about 4 yards, but you're right. Took a big shot from the inside linebacker from the Pikeville Panthers. And, again, Hounds just methodically driving right here, moving the chains, and look for the Hounds offense maybe to take a shot down the field if they get that opportunity.
Same formation, twin wide receivers each side. Combs remains in the shotgun. Curry flanking him to his left. Pikeville shows blitz, and they bring it. Sets the throw, out route, hauled in by Wells in the flats. He'll fight forward up to about the 36-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the pitch and catch. That should be enough for another Red Hound first down.
Yeah, again, you see Cam Combs moving the chains right there. We saw him earlier in the drive running the football around the right side and right there delivering a pass. So, we've seen Cam Combs throw the football well. We've seen him run the football well. And, Cam Combs, like you said, a great team player doing a great job tonight for the Hounds offense.
Corbin going no huddle, but getting a couple adjustments from the sideline. Newberry, Stewart, Wells, and Warren out at wide receiver. Combs remains in the shotgun. Takes the snap and sets the throw. Fires, finds Wells in short in the flat there. Let's see where he's marked. Did pick up a little bit of positive yardage. Not a whole lot there, though. Might have gave him a yard.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 yards. Oh, well, actually, you're right, Ronnie, just a yard right there. And looking at that defensive front for the Panthers, looks like, again, they've got that 3-man front, but they walk up an extra guy, kind of trying to put a little bit of pressure, though. See number 22 for the Panthers walking up in there sometimes. So it almost creates that 4-man front for the Panthers.
Empty house backfield. Combs going to keep it himself across the 40, up to the 50. Dragon Panthers with him down inside Pikeville territory, down to the Pikeville 41-yard line. Big gain from Cam Combs up the gut on the quarterback keeper.
Really good job right there. Hounds moving in no huddle right here. Good run by Cam Combs.
4 wide receivers remain on the field. Corbin no huddle on the ball in Pikeville territory, down to the Panther 42-yard line. Hard count, no bite from the Panther defensive front. They're showing 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers in the box, 2 high safeties. Combs has 4 wide receivers at his disposal. Takes the snap, now sets the throw. Under pressure, pump fakes. Now he's going to keep it himself across the 40 to the 35, down to the 30, down to the 25, the 20. Dragon Panthers down inside the 10-yard line. Big time run from Cameron Combs. Corbin's got it first and goal inside the Pikeville 10.
Wow, great job, Cam Combs. Almost lost the ball right there on the pump fake, but then pulls it down and hits around that left side and does a great job, like you said, to get a big, big gain for the Hounds offense and, put the Hounds offense right where they need to be coming out of the half. First and goal right here for the Hounds.
Corbin's going to operate out of the shotgun on the 8-yard line. First and goal. 4 wide receivers remain on the field for Combs. Curry remains in at running back. Handoff going to go up the middle for Curry. He's going to be swarmed by this big defensive front. Just not a lot of running room there in between the tackles for the Red Hound offensive unit.
Yeah, not much up in there right there. And Xander Curry, we actually got a Hound. One of the Hounds are down right here.
Looks like Xander Curry is shaken up on the play.
Yeah, I think so.
Holding his left leg. Hopefully okay. This warm time of year, very ripe for cramps.
I think so. Yeah, looks like maybe cramps right here. So that could be a really good sign. So you never want to see anybody go down. But Xander Curry, really, really important for the Hounds offense right here. And, the Hounds come out of this second half, and the offense just explodes with Cam Combs leading the way, especially with the running game going right now.
Trainer's tending to him right now. Does appear to be a hamstring or a calf cramp as they work on him right now. Yeah, he shot up and grabbed the hamstring. It's hot right now. It's hot. It's not uncommon to see lots of players shaking up with cramps in that opening game.
That's right. Yeah, hot and steamy out here, like you said. So looks like, we've seen Xander returning a lot of kicks as well. And, when you're covering a lot of ground like that, you're going to maybe pull up and get a cramp, especially early in the season. And looks like exactly what's going on right now.
Trainers tend to him. Of course, Corbin, the story of the night has been the 2-quarterback system.
Yes.
It looks like at a lot of times Cade Elam's come in, facilitated the ball through the air really well. Cam Combs has kind of provided a spark on the ground
yes.
for the Red Hounds. That's a really it's rare you see two teams use a two-quarterback system, but the way these teams have used them, Corbin has really benefited well from these opposing play styles.
Yeah, exactly. We thought that could happen, and I wondered, how is that going to work? You like you just said, you never see that, work a lot of times, but the Hounds have handled it well. The offense has been in rhythm ever since that second quarter, and, just clicking on all cylinders right here. So really good job by both quarterbacks, Cade Elam, Cam Combs, running the football especially, doing a great job for the Hounds offense.
Result of the play was no gain. Curry coming off the field under his own power. Looks like he's just walking a little gingerly from the cramp. Elam's going to check in at quarterback. Combs will slide over to the running back position. Wells will join him in the backfield. Going to dial Wells' number across the right side. 1 to beat, and he does inside the 5, staggering towards the 1.
Wow,
I think he's just shy of the goal line. Going to be 3rd and goal from the 1-inch line.
Yeah, good job right there. Brody Wells kind of extending the play a little bit to the outside and then cutting it back inside. But another Hound down right here.
I think Wells has a cramping issue as well now.
I think so, yeah. I think just jumping up right here. So good to see. Good to see.
It is hard to tell high school players to get hydrated.
That's right. That's right.
For the first game of the year.
That's right. But a really good run right there by Brody Wells. And like you said, the ball rested on about the half-yard line. So, Hounds 14-13 lead right here in this third quarter. 7 minutes to go. Looking to put more points on the board right here.
Corbin breaks the huddle. Full house backfield. Combs going to go under center. He kept it here last offensive possession. He's going to look to do so as well. He surges forward. We're going to wait for the line judge's official call. Only needed a few inches. No preliminary signal to add to the dramatics as the players unfold from the pile. Looks like they're going to mark him just shy of the goal line.
Yeah, I think so. Just kind of digging on the pile, and you're right. It's on the 1-inch line. So, Hounds dialing up right here.
Combs going to keep it himself. Surging forward. Touchdown, Red Hound.
There we go.
Second offensive rushing touchdown of the night from Cameron Combs. 1 yard out. Hounds extend their lead.
Yeah, really good job by the big offensive line as well. Just kind of beating and banging, and then Cam Combs getting in there behind that big Red Hound wall and slamming it in for the touchdown. So Hounds creating a really kind of separating a little bit, if you will. 6 minutes, 34 seconds left in this third quarter.
Newberry down to snap. Elam will hold Baker on to add the extra point for the Hounds. Could make this an 8-point football game. Snap is down, kick is up and away. Looks good, and it is. 6:34 remaining in the third quarter of play. Corbin leads 21-13. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Have you been in a car accident? Whiplash is a common injury and very painful, leading to years of health problems. Discover a chiropractor that uses digital x-rays and will not twist your neck. Call and make your appointment with me, Dr. Deidre Pennington, and experience the difference at Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Phone 606-261-2053.
If you're having problems, trust our Grammy. We do!
We got to pick one for Pikeville.
Oh. Yeah. Nope. That's right.
6:34 remaining in the third quarter of play. Corbin extends their lead 21-13 on the back of a Cameron Combs 1 yard quarterback sneak for the touchdown. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Cumberland Falls Pigskin Invitational brought to you by the Red Hound Varsity Club. Huge crowd on hand. Corbin faithful coming out as usual. Pikeville brought a great crowd.
Yeah.
For the first game of the night, Williamsburg and Oneida brought a great crowd as well.
Yeah,
so, packed house.
Just a huge night for football, kicking Friday night lights off the right way, and Varsity Club doing a great job as well. Hounds, starting to get momentum and starting to really pour it on right here in this third quarter.
85-yard drive capped off by the touchdown run. Baker, end over end kick, going to be fielded right at the 1 yard line. Looks like Boykin up to the 10, tackled from behind at the 15. Excellent open field tackle. That goes Jeremiah Gilbert out there in space, wrapping him up for the tackle.
Yeah, really good job on special teams. Jeremiah Gilbert coming down the field, screaming down the field, missing, the blockers, slicing through, making a good hit on Boykin. And Boykin hard to bring down, so it'll be interesting to see. We talked about at halftime. Do they go with Duty at quarterback or do they go with Boykin at quarterback? Be interesting to see. Of course,
Boykin.
Exactly. We know Birchfield's going to be back there, but, Boykin kind of provided that spark for the Pikeville Panther offense. So
I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly.
Pikeville going to go that way. Boykin opening up at quarterback. Birchfield flanking him to his right. 3 wide receivers on the field. Pikeville going to bring in a tight end, rest him at wing. Corbin showing blitz. They're going to bring it. Birchfield takes the handoff, and he's going to get buried in the backfield for his troubles. Wrapped up for a 3-yard loss.
Wow, great job right there. Hounds, 2 or 3 hounds right there. Looks like number 37, Zane Hammock in there. 56, I think it was Troy
Faulkner?
Faulkner, yeah, number 56, Troy Faulkner. And just a good job there by the Hounds defensive front to collapse on top of the Pikeville Panther offense right there.
Duty going to check back in at quarterback for the Panthers. They're going to spread the field with 4 wide receivers. Trips to the high side, 1 wide receiver to the short side. Delayed handoff going to go to Birchfield. Trying to find some running room. Spins off a couple tackles. Finally brought down by a host of Red Hounds up to the 22-yard line. Picks up about 5, but still going to make it 3rd and 8 for the Panthers here deep in their own territory.
Yeah, looks like Peyton Jordan, number 52, in on the tackle, number 92, Israel Summers. I've seen Israel Summers make a couple plays in there on defense, so doing a really good job for the Hounds up front. So, again, after that first quarter, the Hounds offense, the Hounds defense kind of got settled in both together, and it really played good in this second and third quarter right here.
3rd and long for the Panthers, not where they've liked to be tonight. Run-heavy offense, Duty. Their passing quarterback is checked in the shotgun. He's going to roll to the right, scanning. He's under pressure, going to try to keep it himself. Nowhere to go there. He's going to be wrestled down right around his own 20-yard line. He picked up about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That's not enough to move the sticks, and Pikeville's going to have to punt it away for the second time tonight.
No, again, Peyton Jordan, looks like number 92, Israel Summers, and Anthony Myers in on the tackle. But, you talked about that, Ronnie. Duty is in there to throw the football, and you don't ever want to see the Pikeville Panthers don't want to see Duty out on the edge running the football, and that's right where he was. So good job by the Hounds defense to shut down the Pikeville Panthers right there. And Hounds looking to get off the field on 3rd down again.
Stewart standing back on his own 45 to receive the kick. Punt is off. It's a low end-over-end kick. Going to hit at the 50-yard line and take a Red Hound bounce back. It rolled both ways, but it's going to die right there at the 50. Hounds have excellent starting field position to take the ball over. Here a little something you may have noticed, JB. We talked about it in the pregame. Is Corbin's depth is going to really start wearing on Pikeville down the stretch.
Yeah, I think so. And I had that in just looking at this football game. You got a 4A school versus a 1A school, and when does that fatigue factor come in? And you just said it right there. I think maybe the fatigue factor's coming in a little bit here. Hounds really, in the second quarter, now in the third quarter, starting to, really kind of assert their will on the Pikeville Panthers.
Elam going to open up at quarterback, but he's got Combs as his running back. 4 wide receivers spread out across the field. Now he empties the backfield. Fires out in the flat. That's Combs hauling in on the bubble screen across midfield to the 45, straight ahead to the 40. Picks up about 9 or 10 on the bubble screen. Going to bring 2nd and 1 down in Pikeville territory.
Yeah, again, you see the versatility right there. Cam Combs, he takes the last drive. He's at quarterback. Then he takes this drive, back in the backfield and gets a little swing route. So Cam Combs, it just speaks to what a great athlete he is. He can run the football. He can throw the football. Whatever you need Cam Combs to do, he can do it for this Red Hound offense.
Actually going to be 1st down. Elam remains in at quarterback. Play action. Fires into the flat. Going to be met as he caught it. Going to lose 3 yards on their screen reception. Colton Creekmore held on to it, but he was met with some resistance.
Yeah, right there, Wade Hensley coming up from his corner spot to make the hit. Read that play perfectly. A good throw, good catch. But, Wade Hensley doing a good job to read the play and shut the Hounds down right there. But, again, 2nd about 14 here. Hounds going to reset on offense, see if they can move these chains right now.
2nd and 14. 4 wide receivers still on the field for Corbin. Handoff going to go to Combs up the gut. He's just going to hammer it straight ahead up to the 40. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Now Corbin's going to have it 3rd and long at the Pikeville 40-yard line.
Yeah, and to me right there, we've seen Cam Combs all night long have some success running it right in there into the teeth of the Pikeville Panther defense, and that's something that you got to do every now and then. You got to, run one up in there inside to keep the Pikeville Panther defense honest, and right there was one of those runs, and those runs pay off late in the football game. So 3rd and 10 right here for the Hounds.
3rd and long. Pikeville brings the blitz. Elam has to check it down to Combs in the flat. He's going to haul it in and pick up a couple yards. That's going to bring up 4th and 8 at the 38-yard line.
Yeah,
see what Corbin does here.
Well, it looks like they're actually lining up to go for it, and right there you saw KD look deep, nothing there. He checks down to Cam Combs, but brings up a 4th down.
Corbin quick to the line, hard count. Pikeville going to stay set. They're not biting. 3-man rush. Another hard count. No bite from the defensive front. We'll see. Corbin may be looking to burn a timeout. Might take the 5-yard penalty and punt and pin him deep. 13 seconds on the play clock. Corbin in no apparent hurry here. Looks like that may be the route. Take the 5-yard penalty and go for the deep punt. The way your defense is playing, not a bad call at the moment.
No, I don't think so. You got Jacob Baker. He can put the ball wherever you want. He can punt the Pikeville Panthers deep. And exactly, Jacob Baker coming on field. Exactly right, Ronnie. That's what the Hounds are going to do right here on offense. And the Panthers, they run the football like we've talked about all night. They're not going to be one of those teams that can come back in a hurry, down 8 points right here. Hounds just playing really smart football, putting the ball away right here on 4th down.
Baker on to kick it away. Birchfield set to receive. He's standing on his own 10-yard line. Low snap. He digs it out of the dirt, gets it up. It's an end-over-end kick, going to careen towards the sideline. Going to land out of bounds right around the Pikeville 16-yard line. That was a low snap. Baker did a good job of making something out of nothing there.
Exactly. You get a clean snap. You got a good target. You can pin them inside the 20 most times. But I tell you what, Jacob Baker did it anyways with a tough snap. So, anytime you can get a team inside that 20-yard line, you've done a good job. You set your defense up for success, and that's exactly what Jacob Baker did by that good athletic play and that good punt right there for the Hounds.
Boykin going to check back in at quarterback for the Panthers. We've also brought a tight end into the football game. Quarterback keeper across the left side. Shifty quarterback trying to find some running room. Gets up to the 22, picks up about 5 on the quarterback read option.
It looked like number 36, Anthony Myers, coming in and making a hit and a tackle in space for the Hounds defense. And again, you just got to be smart in your reads. You got to be, you got to stay where you're supposed to be on defense when you got a quarterback like Boykin. Just hitting that RPO stuff. And if you follow that running back across the way, he's going to pull it and run. And but the Hounds doing a good job right there to stay at home and make a tackle in space.
Boykin remains at quarterback at 2nd and 5. Fake the handoff. Now he's going to look to keep it himself. Now probing the other side of the field. No running room there. Going to be tackled from behind right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the carry.
Yeah, number 17, Evan Baker, coming in making a hit. And I tell you what I've noticed the Hounds doing a really, really good job of defensively is, sideline to sideline play. We've seen a lot of our D-ends, D-tackles playing sideline to sideline, and our backers, they've got a lot of team speed, if you will, on defense. So the Hounds doing a good job with their team speed on the defense side of the football.
Brings up 3rd and 5. Pikeville has not found the scoreboard since the start of the second quarter. Really not moving the football too well since that time period. Boykin remains in at quarterback. 4 wide receivers. Sets to throw. Now he's going to keep it himself. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield and sacked for a loss. Wow. Anthony Myers, great possession out of him defensively. All 3 tackles on that possession.
That's right. Really good job right there, Anthony Myers. Finding the football, doing a good job. And Boykin's not an easy guy to find in there, but Anthony Myers, like you said, Ronnie, just doing a great job in that defensive possession. And again, forcing the Pikeville Panthers to have to punt the football away right here, moving into the 4th quarter.
3 in the books and 1 to go. Your score, Corbin 21, Pikeville 13. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much, when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We've got 12 months, same as cash financing if you need it. When you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of the free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
Welcome back to Campbell Field. Play kind of started while we were on the commercial break. You only missed the punt, folks. Don't worry.
That's right.
Pikeville got the kickoff. It's going to fall safely dead right around the Corbin 41-yard line. That's where Corbin will take over 1st and 10. Pretty shallow in their own territory.
Yeah, again, you know, we saw the Hounds on the last offense possession take over right around the 50, and now they're taking over, looks like right around their own 40, their own 41. So, again, the defense has done a great job in the second quarter, third quarter, and now moving into the fourth quarter of, you know, getting the football back in the offensive team's hands. So, good job by the Hounds defense in the, later in this football game tonight.
Elam's going to open up at quarterback this offensive set. He's got twin wide receivers split out each side. He brings Wells in motion. That's who's going to get the call on the jet sweep across the right side. Up to the 40, trying to find some running room at the 45. Not going to find it. He'll be tackled down right around the 44-yard line. Picks up about 3 on the jet sweep.
Yeah, right around the edge right there, Brody Wells just putting the gas on, but, you know, kind of trying to make a couple people miss over there, defenders for the Pikeville Panthers. But, you know, anyway, picks up 2 or 3 right there. Good little positive start for the offense right here for the Hounds.
2nd and 7. Corbin going no huddle, but then they make some adjustments once they make it to the line. Elam remains in at quarterback. 3 wide receivers split out across the field. Fakes the Cam Combs, sets the throw, pump fakes. Now he's going to fire, check down into the flat. Looks like I think he's got Wells. Originally hauled in and caught around the 48. He'll retreat to the 46, flag down on the play.
Yeah, looking deep right there. Not sure, looked like maybe Xander Curry running a go route down the right sideline, but checks it down, like you said, to Wells. But a flag coming out right here. Official going to tell us. Actually get the Panthers, so maybe a face mask maybe against the Panthers on the other sideline. But I think that flag going against the Panthers right here.
That is, did not get the official call, but that is what's being marked off. It's a quick 5 yards.
Yeah.
But it's automatic first. Has to be a face mask.
Yeah, I think so.
Red Hound, first down.
First down, Corbin now operating in Pikeville territory up to the Panther 49. Elam remains in. Mahan checks in at running back for the Hounds. Pikeville showing blitz, and they bring it. Pocket holds. Elam floats it out to Cam Combs. Catches that ball over his head. Fights to get back to the original line of scrimmage. I think he made it up to the 50. That ball just hung in the air just a little much.
Yeah, I think so. And Cam Combs make a really good athletic catch right there. And, you know, just kind of got caught behind the chains a little bit right there. But now a Pikeville Panther player down right here.
The Panther player shaken up on the play. One of their big defensive linemen clutching that shoulder. Hope all is well there. We're going to usher him out, and he's left under his own power. He's taken to the bench, though, clutching that wing pretty gingerly.
Yeah, good sign to see. Maybe you know, just something a little dinged up right there. But hope he's doing well. That's for sure.
Brings up 2nd and 12. Comes a lose to on the little check down reception there. 4 wide receivers for Elam. He's operating out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Now he's going to hand off straight ahead to Combs at the 50, at the 45, down to the 40, straight ahead to the 36-yard line. Picks up about 14 on the run. That's enough for a Red Hound first down.
Yeah, good job again, Cam Combs. Just you know, getting north and south in a hurry, making a couple Pikeville Panther defenders miss, and moving the chains. So you know, Cam Combs on the running game. Not disappointing, that's for sure. Just getting north and south, getting positive yards almost every single time Cam Combs touches the football in the running game.
1st and 10 down to the Pikeville 36-yard line. 9:48 remaining in the football game. Corbin's got the 21-13 lead, trying to extend it here on this drive. Kind of going in the opposite of a hurry at the moment. Play clock down to 5 seconds. Quarterback keeper for Elam across the left side.
There we go.
To the 30. Gets an excellent block down to the 20. Wow, big Frank West was burying people down the field. What a great block from your left tackle.
Yeah, just Franklin West, a big road grader up there. And I don't even think Cade Elam got touched till he was about 15 yards downfield. So good job blocking up front, especially by number 74, Franklin West, for the Red Hounds.
Another Panther shaken up on the play. Another defensive lineman kind of clutching the lower part of his leg, maybe a cramp, hopefully.
Yeah, and again, you know, the fatigue factor kind of settling in. You talked about that earlier, Ronnie. You know, a 1A school, you know, the Hounds a 4A school. Probably a lot of players going both ways, maybe for the Panthers. And, you know, a hot, humid night like this, 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Hounds up 21-13. A lot of times those cramps show up, that's for sure.
Yeah, fatigue definitely going to be a factor, especially when you're playing a physical brand of football.
That's right. That's right.
Kids are being asked to go both ways in a kind of a slugfest. Can be tough, can wear on them.
Yes, it can. And, you know, you can be in the greatest of shape, but, you know, there's a difference. You can be in great shape, but there's also football shape. And, you know, you move into this first game of the season, and, you know, we usually always see some cramps. And the Pikeville Panthers, you know, seeing a lot of that right now for the Panther defense right here. Looks like they're still tending to the defender right there for the Panthers. And again, I think you're right, Ronnie, cramps.
Yeah. Still tending to him over on the sideline, trying to get him stretched out.
Yeah, cramps are really, really painful, of course, and still right here about on the 35-yard line. So just trying to get not sure he get his number there, but now he's getting up, so good sign to see right there. Looks like number 55, Ricardo Perez for the Panthers, getting up and should be fine.
A lot of fresh jerseys up front for the Panthers. Kind of got banged up on this drive. Elam remains in at quarterback. Curry is his running back. Got twin wideouts each way. Combs sets the throw, out route to Wells, hauled in and caught. He's going to barrel ahead inside the 20-yard line, down inside the 10. That's going to be a pickup of about 12 on the out route. That's going to be another first down for the Red Hounds on this drive.
And what I loved about that route right there, you know, Cade Elam gets his feet set, and he's throwing the ball before Brody Wells even, you know, turns around to receive the football. So coming out of the break, almost like a timing route, you know, one-on-one, good timing, and Brody Wells makes a good catch. Cade Elam makes a good throw, and, you know, moves the football down the field for the Hounds offense.
Twin wideouts each side for Corbin. They're going to remain in the shotgun. 1st and goal at the Panther 8. Elam allowing the play clock to dwindle down. Corbin enjoying a 21-13 lead. Now he's going to empty the backfield. Elam sets the throw. Fires to Curry in the flat on the screen at the 5. Going to punch it in for the touchdown, but a flag down on the play.
Yeah, probably going to come back right here. Really good play design. You know, you got the single back set, your runner in motion, and go empty, and then get the ball in Curry's hands, who can make a lot of people miss, but looks like going to come back right here, unfortunately, for the Hounds.
Going to be a hold. I think that was the correct call. Not going to be a homer.
Right, that's right. That's right.
It wasn't.
And, you know, again, looking at the penalty situation, that's number 11 for the Hounds. So, you know, the Hounds have played great football here tonight at the Big Skin Classic, but, you know, the penalties, 11 penalties, you got to get that cleaned up. And I'm sure Coach Greer, you know, looking at the film, looking at the tape, he'll see that and, you know, make adjustments and talk to the Hounds offensively, defensively about dialing those penalties in. You don't want to have a lot of penalties, that's for sure.
1st and goal from the 17. 8 minutes and change on the game clock. Give to Curry up the middle. Got a little running room down inside the 10. Can be tackled down to the 8. Picks up about 9 yards on the counter draw there up the middle.
Yeah, Curry just knifing right through the middle of the Pikeville Panther defense. And, again, I think we're seeing it. You know, the Panthers really wore down up front. Hounds taking advantage, using that big offensive line, leaning on the Panther defensive front. So good run in there by Xander Curry, and good job up front by the Hounds' big offensive line.
2nd and goal from the 8. 4 wide, but now they're going to be brought in close. Now going to adjust the formation. Wells checks back into the backfield. 2 close wide receivers to the right. Handoff going to the right. Wells has the ball. Probing for some running room. Finds a little bit down to about the Pikeville 5. Picks up about 2 or 3 on the carry.
Yeah, we've seen Brody Wells run that jet 2 or 3 times tonight, and, you know, always picking up a few yards. But, again, you know, the Hounds have been stingy on the offensive side. They've had the possession most of the time, getting 3 and outs on the Pikeville Panthers in this second half and in that second quarter. So the Hounds, you know, just having their way up front right now on the Pikeville Panthers.
3rd and goal from the 6. Elam operates out of the shotgun. 5 wide now. Fires into the flat. Got Curry. Makes the first wave of defenders miss, not the second. Going to be knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. Now decision time.
That's right.
A field goal would easily make this a 2-score ball game.
Exactly. I know probably going to see maybe Jacob Baker right here. Yeah, I think we are, Ronnie. So Jacob Baker coming in, trying to attempt his first field goal of the season.
You know, he's good from about 55
That's
out.
Right. That's right.
A little bit of a weird angle, though. Right-footed kicker kicking from that right hash.
Yeah, a tough angle right here, but Jacob Baker, ice water in his veins. Look for him to put 3 points on the board right here for the Hounds offense.
Snap is down, kick is up and away. It's good.
And it's good.
6:26 remaining in the football game. Corbin leads 24-13. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
6:22 remaining in the football game. Corbin leads Pikeville 24-13 here in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. Jacob Baker, first field goal of the season, bangs it in from very short distance, ball around the 8-yard line. That's got Corbin with a 2-possession lead in the game. Could be a very daunting gap for this Pikeville group to overcome.
Yeah, I think so. You know, a 24-13 lead right here late in the fourth quarter, 6 minutes going to the fourth quarter, and maybe Jacob Baker's first field goal of the season, but I guarantee you not going to be his last. And Jacob Baker getting ready to kick off for the Hounds right here and put the ball into play.
Baker on to put the toe to it, up and away, high end over end kick. That one's screaming towards the back of the end zone for the touchback.
Yeah, there's touchback number 2 on the night, a field goal on the night, 2 touchbacks on the night. Jacob Baker, you know, starting to get in mid-season form right here in this first game of the Pigskin Classic. Be interesting to see right here on offense, Pikeville Panthers coming out right here. Down, like you said, Ronnie, 24-13, 6:22 left in the fourth quarter. You know, have the Pikeville Panthers got anything left? And the Hounds defense have done a great job all night long. So be interesting to see what the Pikeville Panthers on offense dial up right here.
Boykin in at quarterback for the Panthers, twin wideouts each side. Going to fire into the flat. Going to go short, incomplete. Couldn't haul that one in for the reception. Now going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, the big Pikeville Panther tight end, number 34, Grant Scott, trying to haul the ball in right there, like you said. But, again, you know, the Pikeville Panthers moving a little slower right here. So maybe, you know, first game of the season, down 24-13, 6 minutes to go. Maybe, you know, almost out of gas right here.
Panthers going to operate out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Boykin remains in at quarterback. 3 wide receivers, running back and a wing, complement him. Going to fake the handoff, look to keep it himself up the middle at the 35. Lots of running room in front of him at the 50, down to the 40, Down to the 30. I think he's going to take this one to the house, and he does. Touchdown.
My goodness. You talked about it. Boykin needs to be in a football game for the Panthers, and we see just why. He can score anywhere on the field, and he just did that to the Hounds. So, wow. Boykin, gets to this game in a hurry, and another Pikeville Panther down right about midfield with cramps. But Boykin just putting on the Jets, making a couple good cuts in there, and getting to the end zone. And looks like probably the Panthers 24-19 right here. They go for the 2-point conversion instead of the 1 to cut it to a 3-point lead.
Another cramping situation for the Panthers. Again, it's not uncommon. Pretty routine. Pikeville, of course, going to go for 2 here. 2-point conversion will make this a 3-point ball game.
Yeah, that touchdown right there by Boykin was in a hurry. He just put on the, made a couple cuts and put on the Jets, and he was in the end zone. Next thing you look up, he's in the end zone. So really good run. Way to respond right there by the Pikeville Panthers. You got to give them credit.
Read option, hard to defend.
It is.
Got to play assignments, then you got to make the play. You got a good quarterback like Boykin. It's hard to do that in space. Pikeville going to operate out of the shotgun on the 2-point conversion. Trips to the right. Boykin remains in at quarterback. Sets the throw, flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right. Fires across the middle, batted down. Great defensive play by Jeremiah Gilbert there across the middle. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. The receiver didn't get the number for the Panthers. Wide open in the end zone, and out of nowhere, Jeremiah Gilbert knocks the ball down. So really, really big play to keep the lead at 5 points instead of 3. So Hounds look to take the ball right here on offense. 6:05 left, 24-19 Hounds lead in the 4th quarter.
There's your score. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
6:05 remaining in the football game. Pikeville makes it closer. It's 24-19 Corbin on top. Travion Boykin took it in a house call from 60 yards out. Wow. Made this one close. 5-point ball game here. Corbin looking to receive. Got 6:05 to kill off this clock. Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Kicker's got a short approach on this ball. Could be an onside kick attempt here. And it's a scrum kick on the ground. Finally going to be recovered right around the 28-yard line. Good heads-up play there by Stewart to come up and fall on it.
Yeah, good job. You're right. Kind of had that funny angle and didn't really know what he was going to do, and then just kind of kicks, like you said, that scrum kick. But Carter Stewart doing a good job getting to the football. And, like you said a minute ago, Ronnie, Boykin changed the game. It was all the momentum was for the Hounds. Had the 2-possession lead, and now, 1 possession here, 6 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Hounds got to move the football right here on offense.
Corbin going to rock with Elam at quarterback here in this next possession. 4 wide receivers, they're all in tight. Rolls to his right, scanning the field, pump fake. Still looking now, he's going to keep it himself across the 40, lowers the shoulder, runs over the linebacker at the 35, up to the Pikeville 38-yard line. That should be close to Red Hound first down territory. There is a flag down on the play.
Yeah, trying to figure out what the flag is, not sure, but, Kate Elam, like you just said again, just lowering that shoulder and
personal foul against the Panthers, dead ball, so should be an extra 15 yards. That'll help for the offensive efforts.
Yes, exactly. You get a 10 or 11-yard run right there and then tack another 15 on. And, the Hounds will definitely take advantage of that flag right there. So gets the Hounds across the 50-yard line into positive territory right here.
5:53 on the game clock. Hounds clinging to the 5-point lead over the visiting Panthers. With 8 of the penalty now inside Pikeville territory. Ball up to the Pikeville 47-yard line. Elam at quarterback. Combs is his running back. Looks like as well as Mahan joining him in the backfield. Elam allowing some of the play clock to dwindle down here on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Being really smart right here. You know, you want to see that clock tick down, and Kate Elam doing a good job, that's for sure.
Petrosky and Norville checked in at wide receivers. Going to hand off to Combs up the middle. Not a lot of running room there. He might have lost a yard even on the carry.
Yeah, I think so. Penetration by the Pikeville Panther defense right there. And look like big number 75, Peyton Sayers, for the defensive line for the Panthers coming through. And he's a big man inside, so hard to move him out of the way. And Hounds offensive line's done a great job all night long, but right there having a tough time in the trenches. So, again, Elam looking at that play clock, looking at it right now, about 20 seconds. And, you know, like you said, Ronnie, he's going to be a smart quarterback and run some time off the clock right here.
2nd and 11, same offensive formation, 3 wide, and then 2 running backs. Mahan gets the call across the left side, across the 45, down to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of about 4 or 5, but Corbin's still in tough sledding territory, about 3rd and 7 to go.
Yeah, Hounds 5-point lead, 24-19, 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and 3rd and about, like you said, 7. So Hounds need to move the chains. Big play right here for the Hounds offense.
Biggest play of the football game so far. Pikeville faithful coming to their feet. Campbell Field starting to grow a little loud here. Got Mahan, Petrosky, Norville, and Stewart all out wide. Elam's in the shotgun, 10 seconds on the play clock. Combs joins him in the backfield. Takes the snap, 3-man rush. Throws the check down to Combs, hauled in at midfield at the 45. Not much more up to the 43, about a 2-yard gain for his efforts. Now it's 4th and about 6.
Yeah, looking at the play there, I thought, you know, Cade went to the check down and thought Combs was going to make a couple people miss and move the chains, but unfortunately, good tackle in space. Hounds looking at a 4th down right here.
Pikeville players shaking up on the play. Springs to his feet and still a little reticent to come off the field.
Yes. Yeah, checking him out right there, but he'll definitely have to come out. But you're right, not one to come out right here. Big part of the game, 3:34 left, 4th quarter, and big 4th down right here. Hounds definitely probably going to punt it away with Jacob Baker trying to pin the Panthers deep.
One of the best punter-kicker combos in the country right now. Jacob Baker definitely could use his services at this time.
That's right.
3:34 left in your football game. Corbin's clinging to a 24-19 lead. Baker's going to be kicking away from his own 42-yard line. Going to try to put a lot of hang time and angle on this kick and pin the Panthers deep. Corbin looks like they're going to run the play clock, but it is a dead ball. Now the clock's running again.
Yeah, it looks like he can run it inside 3 minutes right here. So Baker just going to let the clock run.
Should be able to run it inside 3 minutes if he chooses. High snap, it's over Baker's head. He retreats, falls down to the ground, and he's going to be down. Gets a rocket off of a kick. But when he slid to get the ball, he was down. You can go down without contact in high school.
That's right. Only in the NFL you can get back up. And, you know, did a good job to get the ball back, but unfortunately slipped down right there. And a tough snap for Jacob Baker kind of goes over his head a little bit. And, man, I tell you what, the Hounds defense really put in a bad way right here. About 3 minutes to go in this 4th quarter.
Unfortunate reality is that ball got off Baker's foot and came to rest at the 5-yard line of Pikeville.
That's right.
He kicked it away from his own 30.
Yeah. My goodness.
Man. Very much changes the dynamic of this game right now. The wild snap. Pikeville going to take over 1st and 10 at the Corbin 32-yard line. Duty back in the game at quarterback for the Panthers. Sets the throw, pump fakes, loads up. Now he's under pressure, gets it, fires over the middle, in and out of his hands, and incomplete. Big time throw under pressure. Myers was bearing down on him for the Hounds, just couldn't get him to the ground, and That was almost a touchdown.
Yeah, Duty doing a good job to make Myers miss, and then looking for the number 1 receiver, number 1, Wade Hensley, going deep on the post route. But, man, I'll tell you what, almost a really, really tough situation for the Hounds. And still second down right here. And looks like Duty still in the game for the Pikeville Panthers at quarterback.
Four wide receivers for the Panthers on 2nd and 10. Roll out to the right, actually going to be a draw back across the formation, going to be tackled down at the line of scrimmage. Hammett cleaned him up. Myers again had a hand on him to bring him to the turf.
Yeah, so Myers has had a great football game. You know, you talked about him earlier, you know, been all over the place. And right there, Zane Hammett comes over to finish the ball carrier off. But 3rd and about, looks like about 12 right here, Ronnie. So big play for the Pikeville Panthers offense and the Red Hound defense right here.
Pikeville going to take a quick timeout. We'll take one as well. 2:29 in the football game. Corbin 24, Pikeville 19. We'll be back in 30. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
2:29 remaining in the football game. Corbin clinging to the lead. They're on top of Pikeville 24-19 here in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic. Pikeville staring down the barrel of a 3rd and 12 at the Corbin 34-yard line. No doubt they're in 4-down territory right now. And this has been a football game for the ages.
Yeah, it's been a great football game. We saw Duty in at quarterback for the Panthers this series. The last series, Boykin was in and had the big run. So, you know, looks like Duty's going to be in right here on a 3rd and about 12. So, Hounds defense needs to rise up and make play right here.
Duty going to remain in at quarterback for the Panthers on 3rd and long. Trips formation to his right. He rolls to the right. Fires over the middle, almost intercepted. Xander Curry about dug that one out of the dirt, but now it's 4th and long.
Yeah, tough play right there for the Pikeville Panther quarterback Duty, but Curry doing a good job in defense for the Hounds and, you know, forcing the Panthers into a 4th down here. So defense doing a good job. You know, you see the mistake on special teams by the Hounds, but, you know, 4th and about 12 right here. Hounds defense doing a great job to kind of, you know, get the Pikeville Panthers off the field right here.
4th and long. Now the biggest play.
That's right. That's right. This play's getting loud, that's for sure.
4th and 12 at the Corbin 34. Duty takes the snap, sits in the pocket, loads up and fires down the right side. Going to be intercepted down the right side, picked off at the 40, at the 30, at the 40, up to the 50, down to the 40-yard line. Big-time play out in space. I think that was Brody Wells.
Yes, big-time players make big-time plays, and Brody Wells right there gets the pick and goes the other way for the Hounds defense. Great job by the Hounds defense to respond right there after the little miscue on the punt. So good job by the Hounds defense to get off the field and go back the other way. And I tell you, 2:10 left in this football game in this 4th quarter. Hounds with a 24-19 lead, Ronnie. And, you know, again, I'll say it, big-time players make big-time plays. And Brody Wells definitely answered the bell right there.
Big play out in space. That ball was a 50-50 ball.
Yes.
Could have been caught, could have been a first down. He just did a great job climbing the ladder and taking it from him.
That's right. Exactly right. Brody Wells doing a great job in coverage right there.
Elam going to remain in at quarterback for the Hounds. He's in the shotgun with 2:10 to play. Handoff's going to go to Mahan across that right side. He surges ahead. Knocked out of bounds. You'd like to see him stay in there. Still, nonetheless, up to the 32-yard line. Picks up about 6 on the carry.
Yeah, good game right there by Mahan. Good run around the right side, but you're right. Yeah, you stay in bounds, you keep that clock running, or force the Panthers to call a timeout. But still a good run, 2nd and 3 right here for the Hounds offense.
Clock stopped at 2:03. 2nd and 3.
Yeah, right here, Hounds looking to close out this football game late in the 4th quarter, that's for sure. Move the chains probably one more time here, and, you can put the W up on the board, that's for sure.
Elam in the shotgun. Panthers showing blitz. Combs going to get the carry across the left side. Good block by West. Up to the 30, down to the 20. Tackled from behind at the 15-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Yeah, and Franklin West, he's been leading the way all night long. Just a big man down there at that left tackle spot. Almost like a road grader. And just making parting the seas, the big red sea right there. Doing a good job for Cam Combs.
1st and 10 at the Pikeville 11. Now 1:45 left. Corbin, I think Pikeville has 2 timeouts remaining.
I think so. Yeah, clock ticking right here. Hounds, of course, taking their time and watching the clock tick inside a minute and a half right here.
Corbin now going to go in the I formation. Under center. Handoff going to go straight ahead to Combs. He'll bend it back to the right. Not a lot of running room there. He'll fall to the ground. No gain on the play. I think Pikeville may take the first of their 2 timeouts remaining with 1:15 remaining.
Yeah, I think so. Timeout by the Panthers right there. And, I'm sure Cam Combs knows, being a senior right there, you're not looking necessarily for all the big yardage or to put one in. You just want to hang on that football and take care of the rock. And Cam Combs, being the senior leader he is, and doing a good job to take care of the football.
We're going to keep it right here during the timeout. Of course, stick around. At the end of the broadcast, we'll give you the players of the game and final stats we have, and we'll give you a preview for next week. Corbin going to be on the road next week taking on the Colonels of Whitley County.
Yeah, during the timeout right here, it'd be interesting to see what the Pikeville Panthers, dial up here. You got to get a stop. You got to, put the Hounds in a bad way. And second down right here in about 8, and the Hounds in control. So, Hounds can run this clock out. I think, like you said, the Panthers only have one more timeout right here. So, really doing a good job to run this clock down late in this football game.
Corbin back now in the shotgun. Quarterback keeper for Elam just stretching that right side. Needs to stay in. He's rushed out of bounds.
My goodness.
Not what you want to see. Depends on what the call is. Forward progress was stopped in bounds.
Yeah, exactly. Pikeville going to call another timeout. So I think that clock was going to run right there. So that should end up the Panthers in the timeouts right there. A minute and 2 left. Hounds up 24-19, 4th quarter. But it is 3rd down. So Hounds looking to, keep possession of this football and continue to run that clock out.
.102, Pikeville burns their. I think they burned their last timeout.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, right there. I think they're out of timeouts.
Brings up 3rd and 11. Corbin can, of course, it brings up the interesting. Corbin can run one more play.
Yes. Yeah.
Forces Corbin to kick the football.
That's right.
And at that point, Pikeville could, debatably tie the game.
That's right,
in 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and we're probably going to see Jacob Baker right here for the field goal.
Not over just yet.
That's right.
Not over just yet. Of course, Corbin will not put the ball in the air here, trying to score the touchdown on the ground. I would imagine.
I would think so. That's right. Keep that clock running.
That's the case. Combs going to get it across the left side. Across the 10, down to the 5. Tackled safely in bounds. 54 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and Brody Wells carrying that football right there. I thought maybe they were going to kind of set Jacob Baker up, but went ahead and got across the hash there. So he'll be at this left hash. But again, you let the clock run down and maybe call the timeout for the Hounds. 1 second to go. And,
yes.
You put Jacob Baker on the field. He's going to put that through there every time. And again, going to give the Hounds that 8-point lead that really puts the Pikeville Panthers in a bad way.
12 on the play clock, 22 on the game clock. So Pikeville going to get the ball back with 8 seconds and change.
That's right.
Crazier things have happened.
Yes.
They do have a scoring play of one play. They have
That's
a touchdown of 60 yards. Corbin trying their best to give Pikeville the least opportunities to win this football game as they take their final timeout, or take their next timeout with 9 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think so. And right here, you're going to see Jacob Baker and come in there and knock that field goal home for the Hounds offense. And like we said a minute ago, just go up 8 points and then try to get out of here with a win right here at the Pigskin Classic.
Been a great football game, no doubt about it.
Yes, yes. Hounds, we talked about it. Hounds got off in a slow start in that first quarter and, won the second quarter, and then from there, and maybe even the third quarter. But then, Boykins changed things around with that big 60-yard run. And, the Hounds were sitting really well, really good in that fourth quarter. But Boykins, gets loose on that 60-yard run and gave the Panthers a chance to get back in the football game. But fortunately for the Hounds, the defense,
in the high snap.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And did a good job defensively to put the Hounds in a good position right here to win this one.
9 seconds remaining. Looks like Corbin may trot their offensive unit out on the field.
Wow. Yeah, just
very conceivably could take the ball and run backwards for 9 seconds.
I guess so. Yeah, maybe we're going to see that.
Possible.
That's right.
That's a Steve Spurrier trick.
Yes.
From the old days.
Yeah, I think we about have to see that right here.
In the shotgun, handoff to Combs. He's going to stretch it off to the right side, trying to find some running room. Tackle down in bounds with 2 seconds remaining. Clock dwindled down to .2 on the scoreboard. I think there's going to be about 2 or 3 seconds left.
And so you're going to get one play.
Yes.
Whether it's 2 seconds on the clock or .2, you are going to get one play. You know, so it's. I think there was a couple seconds left, but it shows .2. So, but you're still only going to get one play. But yeah, interesting.
2.5.
Interesting call though. I thought Jacob Baker comes on, but. Like you said, Hounds definitely in prevent defense right here. Have 5 safeties deep right around the 40-yard line. And
just have to keep the ball in bounds.
Yes, Pikeville Panthers have to go, let's see where the ball is spotted. What is that, about 90, or let's see, 93
sitting on the
yards?
4.
Yeah, okay, wow, 96 yards, so. Yeah,
Crazier has happened.
That's right.
Corbin just needs one more defensive play to win the football game, improve to 1-0 on the season.
Yeah, like we said, been a tough football game tonight, and the Hounds have hung in there and just got better and better as the football game went on.
Pikeville going to put its best heave-ho here.
That's right. That's right.
Game.
Yeah, be interested to see what Pikeville does. Just maybe even try the old fumble rooski, or
Dude, you'll take it.
Here they go.
Swings it out
Here
to the
they
flats.
go. Yeah,
now they're going to try the old Stanford miracle. Lateral, and he's pushed out of bounds. That's going to end the football game, and Corbin's got it. Closing out the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic in style with a win over the defending Class 1A champ Pikeville. Big win, 24-19 for the Hounds.
Yeah, a huge win right there for the Hounds, to kick off this football season, and, a tough battle right there out of the gate. The Hounds got all they wanted from the defending State A champion Pikeville Panthers, but ended up playing well offensively, defensively, kind of found their rhythm in that second half, and, again, had that 1-2 punch. Kate Elam, Cam Combs did a great job kind of being tandem quarterbacks there. And then, Cam Combs, what can you say? Just running the football, like a true warrior all night long. So Cam Combs, tip your hat to him. Played great tonight to lead the Hounds in rushing.
24-19, your final mark. Corbin going to be next week taking on the Colonels of Whitley County. We've dubbed that one the Backyard Brawl.
That's right.
Just here on your radio dial, T1073 and T1073.com. For your coverage and your footage. Again, we'll give you the preview because we're going to get out of here. It's late. Your MVPs of the game going to be Cameron Combs and Travion Boykins for the opposing squads. Yes. Corbin improves to 1-0 on the season. Again, Corbin 24, Pikeville 19 here in the Cumberland Falls Pigskin Classic, brought to you by the Red Hound Varsity Club. It was a great show, great football game, great atmosphere for all involved. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you for all the expert color commentary. Thank you, Jenny, for all the statistics. Thank you for everybody back at the station. I'm Ronnie Bowling. This has been Red Hound Football on T107.